Well, a couple things before we do get started today. If you know someone who wants to play in a GMR game, send them my way. I'd love to talk to them about either getting on the wait list, which is growing quickly, or into a one-shot. Speaking of one-shots, I do have this playtest this evening. It's completely full. I will be doing more Dark Frost stuff coming up soon. It'll be announced over at Patreon first, then up on the Discord, and then publicly after that. But today's going to be the final playtest for Dark Frost. It should be really, really cool. Interestingly, all of the players in the Dark Frost playtest tonight are from the Awesome Blossoms, which is kind of funny. We also have the Patreon over at patreon.com/GMEric. Go check that out. We did some art reveals this week on there. We also have the GM tip videos, archives, and podcasts over on YouTube. If you do watch or listen to any of those, do hit the thumbs up. It does help me out a ton. We also have the clip contest channel going on. So if there's a moment from a session you like, toss the clip or timestamp into the clip contest channel. You'll be automatically entered to win a prize at the end of the month. We only got a few more days for that, so get those in there. We've got very few this month. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get you guys started. I just got a message from Breezy. He will be here in just a moment. Okay.
He's hauling ass back from Whataburger.
Something like that. Is that what he said?
No, I'm just joking.
I believe it though.
I would not be. I got a different message, and I'm not going to reveal that. If he wishes to reveal that on his own, that's fine. But I'm not going to embarrass the man when he's not here this time. This time.
There is a chance. There is a chance he will. Okay, cool.
No, he is.
In the future, another time.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. Another time I will, but not today. All right. Well, let's get you guys started because got lots to cover today, and you guys can play some D&D.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, okay.
I thought this was.
Okay.
I thought this was a weekly podcast. I'm in the wrong show. What?
Yeah.
We're not talking about the joys of raising chickens.
Yep. All right. So, you guys are adventuring in the lands of Toivoa. Most recently, you are out here in the land of Shu, just outside of Asatoro, that you just left on your quest to raise a sky island back up into the air, as you are working with the enigmatic woman known as Zalfriora. To that end, you've collected a sky ship and one of the bounding shards to raise a sky island from the city of Akru. Over the past couple of sessions, you were in the city of Asatoro restocking and making contact with the House of Flowers, which asked you to do a job. You managed to succeed in performing the job after a bit of work, and have departed before the aftermath of the situation unravels. We'll call it that. Now, as you have boarded your sky skiff, sailed down the river to where you are unseen, have taken off into the air. That is where we pick up as you guys are sailing southeastwards at last note. The question becomes, as this day is slightly overcast, what would you like to do?
If before we took off, Nero was going to ask Jimmy if he would help him and let him fly the ship or whatever.
You want me to train you on flying the ship?
Yes, sir. It's a little bit more. I just need. Hopefully, I can get some good rolls and will make me proficient in it.
All right. We'll train you on flying the ship today.
So let's see. I actually created a skill for that. So you're giving me the help action, correct?
Basically, you're getting the training. I forget how that works in the scenario.
We're just going to be rolling the 1d20 trying to learn the skill.
Yeah.
With the help action, you get advantage.
All right, so I'll roll 2. Here we go. That's not horrible. Not great.
Okay. So you got a 10. Wait, is that 2d20?
Actually, I got an 8. I got a 2 and
wow. You got a combined 10 on 2d20. That's not good, guys. That's not the way we want to start this week.
I'd rather get it out now.
Hey, look, can't be as bad as yesterday where they rolled 3 natural ones in a row.
I saw that. That's horrible.
I need to add the you can buy not 20s on Beyond 20 from now on.
That's not happening.
All the money goes to
So
charity.
I would have took off and then been like, yeah, I don't know if I'm quite ready for this, and basically
Jimmy
handed
taking
it-
over immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy would have handed it straight over to Jimmy.
Yep. Awesome. So as the ship surges off to the side, you guys are able to hold on, and no one suffers any ill effects. We didn't roll a natural 1. But
Thank God.
the ship is undamaged. You guys can take off.
Wee.
Nero's gonna go tie himself off with some rope.
Okay.
Breezy,
Give
if you
himself
shot,
like a 10-foot leader.
I'm letting you fall.
What?
I'm saying, if you shock yourself again, I'm letting you fall.
But Mordrex was the one who stopped me from falling.
That's what you got to do first. I'm just saying in general, Mordrex isn't here anymore.
Tomo will save me.
Tomo nods and he looks over at Jimmy. Are you eating something, Jimmy? I thought you don't eat anymore.
You know, I don't have to eat. I found a random piece of stick I've been chewing on, though, for posterity's sake.
Does he have like this 1-inch dowel that he's just chewing on or something?
Yes,
Just
kind
a
of,
big
yeah.
stick?
Uh-huh.
Okay, understood.
Leaves it in his mouth like he leaves it in his mouth like a cigar.
It's like when you got those like cowboys with that piece of wheat in their mouth. It's like that, but
Mhm.
stick.
Just something to chew on. Yep, that's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys sail off. Now, I'm going to bring up the map to ask a few questions because this is fun, right?
No, it's not fun.
No,
Get
not
rid of the
fun.
map.
Not fun. Tough.
Nope.
In this case, it is fun for me to know. As you guys are here, just on the river of Asatoro, what path would you like to go? Because you are trying to get down here to Merzerin. What is your
Are we going to
Evan.
Mergerin or the back? I thought we were going to the back chute.
No.
you're
we're
going to Merzerin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
you're
guess I
not
never-
going to Vehan, but you may pass by it. The question is, are you going to go to Sahua before hitting the ocean, or are you going to head across the jungle through the unmapped area of Shu towards Merzerin?
There's so much in Sahua to see. So much to do. You know,
I think it looks like we wouldn't save much fuel by taking the river to Shua and then flying, because it looks like about the same distance.
it's quite
Can I point something out? How are we even discussing a map when we don't have one?
I mean, Breezy's
No.
looked at a map. Breezy's looked at a map before, so she has it all memorized.
Okay, then you will have to provide us that you have to create
Yeah.
a map because we don't have a map.
Sure.
So Lumi is like,
You
I think we need to draw a map.
She'll draw one.
Okay.
Where's the what would that be?
sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent.
So,
No
Nero-
proficiencies at all. Excellent.
And is
Yes.
So, Luminastra, the map that you have
We're
been
lost.
given is backwards.
well,
lost.
it's not even that. I mean, which map did you base? I mean, since the only I'm not. I look at me just like I'm not trying to be difficult or anything else, but what doesn't look quite right. But
No, well,
where
it's
did you
upside-
see this
it's-
map
it's-
before?
It's mirrored
Mhm.
and upside down because I thought it'd be boring if it was just normal.
So we are
just
going
wanna
to just ignore the
breathe
map
out,
for the time
but-
being. You guys have no idea where the hell you're going.
Look, we have
But-
to go. She moves her hands and she like looks at the sun, and then she like looks like left and then right. We have to go that way.
Survival check, please.
To be fair,
Yes.
Breezy knows exactly where north
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Sure.
Keep
You know,
in mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
True. So,
Breezy,
if-
you had one job on this ship.
so she does know where north is. That's valid. Does she know where Mirzarin is?
And this is the question I want to ask you, Breezy.
Mm-hmm.
Since you've seen this, everything you know and draw comes from somewhere else, where did you copy this map from? And does it include Mizrain? Is Mizrain in this map?
Yeah. It's in Reston, and the map. I saw it. Well, I didn't actually like see it. I was walking by a store, and they had a display,
Yes.
and there was a mirror, and I saw it in the reflection of the mirror.
That makes sense now. But what map was it? Was
Nice.
it? It's just like
It was a
an
map
official
for Reston.
Was
No,
it an
it
official
was-
interpretation of what a Reston should look like, or was an actual?
No, it was a map. I mean, the store said antiques and exquisities.
map might
I
not-
think it was.
Okay, so the map might not be an accurate one. Oh, well, this is the best we have.
Yeah.
And she.
So deal with it. We're going that way.
Which way are we going, Breezy?
That
Which
way.
way?
I'm steering the ship.
She's pointing in a direction. That way.
Tomo.
I'm going southeast, Eric.
Okay, you're going southeast. Thank you, sir.
Yes. She's
That's
there. I know which way north is too because I have good survival. And so, I know it's southeastish to the ocean and whatnot, so we're going that way.
Yeah.
Mr. Tomo, I have a question for you.
Yes, Nero.
With the skill of your abilities to detect the winds, can you tell us which way the winds are flowing today?
Yes, I can tell you that, Nero.
Thomas, Lumi looks at Thomas as if
Exactly.
flows in a specific direction.
As you feel the wind blowing, it is blowing from west to east.
It's blowing that way. Any points?
And this is the direction that we are heading.
Generally,
Correct.
you're headed
Okay.
diagonally with the wind.
Okay.
We should really. Where's Deus? And she's kind of looking around for him.
Dave's just kind of chilling at the back of the ship, just keeping
Just
to
like-
himself.
What's Deuce
got his
doing
books
at
on
the
him.
back of the ship? Just
Yeah,
chilling?
what is he doing?
He's got his books with him.
Oh, he's got his books.
He's,
Oh, that's interesting.
he's got his
Oh.
books with him. He's got his spell book with him. Both of his spell books.
Yeah.
Just reading and writing notes, personal journal entries.
All right. Awesome.
Fighting the pages from having to fold back while he's trying to read and write.
Yeah, Lumi comes to you, Deus, and she's like, Deus, we may have a slight oversight, I believe. Not the first and probably not the last. We may need an accurate map of Toivoa. Do you have any uses on your hat? Is your hat available?
Oh, it's backwards. Mirror. Duh. She said that she's drawing on a piece of paper, just to herself.
She's like, it would.
Dave's. Do we have? Hold on. Let me actually think. I try to remember if this should.
I believe you do have a use of the hat.
because the last thing I used it for was to grab a scroll of greater invisibility.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
And then yes, we did have there was a dawn after that. Yeah. So yeah, Deus will take his hat off. Say, well, you know what to do. If there are any problems with it, or if it explodes,
What?
let me
What do you
know.
mean explode?
You know, I'm just a doctor. I'm not a genius or anything. I don't know everything, Lumi.
I'm the
And he
genius.
just hands the hat to Luminastra.
Lumi
Right.
grabs the hat.
Do I need to land this place before you blow it up?
Just like, the no, I'm only asking for a map. How would a map explode? Let's do this later, perhaps. And she gives you the hat back.
Well, suit yourself.
Are you sure? I need to figure out what to say anyway. Hold the hat for a bit. I'll pick up the hat later. And she kind of she sits down, and start thinking of what rhyme she should make. What things she's kind of thinking about what to say. And that's what Lumi will do.
So, well, are we going to go east along the river to Shua? Or are we just going to fly ahead to Mizrin as the crow flies?
You look over the side, Breezy. The river is behind you now.
I guess it's as the crow flies then.
You were talking so much gibberish, I just made an executive decision.
Wizardish is not a gibberish,
It sure is. I've listened to Deuce talk for months now. You guys both babble something different entirely, but it's all just like I've seen some crazy old people in shoe that I've had represent in court, and you kind of sound like them.
Nah.
Well,
they must have been ancient and powerful wizards then.
Well, now they're in jail, so they can't have been that powerful.
Or they might not just have had, Dimension Door prepped.
Dementia door?
Dimension Door, yeah. Oh, Dementia Door. Oh, that's good. that's yeah. She starts giggling. I can't. Unfortunately, I can't do Breezy's giggle. It's much cuter than what I. It's much cuter than what I could do.
At this point, you see Jimmy's just actively ignoring both of you and just looking on the horizon, flying the ship.
All right. Well, I guess. How long is it going to take, Jimmy? How long is it going to take for us to get there?
No idea. I don't even know how far we are.
Are we there yet?
I just know that southeast is kind of the general direction, and that's about all I know. There, I'll turn this boat around.
Don't make me come back there.
So, other than this general frivolity, we'll call it, word of the day, is there anything you'd like to do on day one?
No.
Hold on.
Is it safe to assume we're going to follow the river east, or we're going southwest? We're going
the river's behind you now. She really made an executive decision since he's driving the boat.
Yeah,
no, that's fine. I was just double checking.
Yep.
He's like, screw you guys, I'm just going.
Okay, cool.
Breezy will pull out her Dwarvish language primer.
Okay.
And she'll start trying to learn Dwarvish.
Cool.
And while she's doing that, she'll just every now and then she'll be pestering Jimmy since she knows he speaks the language.
She believes he speaks the language.
He does. She's heard him speak it. Unless he took off the belt at some point.
He's still wearing his belt of dwarven cut. I think he actually had Dwarvish outside of that, to be fair, but
Yeah.
I don't remember anymore.
So yeah, she'll be trying to learn Dwarvish with Jimmy's unwilling help.
And you're getting the very like gruff accent, like the old man, like the kind of angry old man accent of
The
it.
Cockney version.
Yeah, like every other word is at least half a curse word, and you now know you know 18 different ways to say how to get off your lawn.
No, that's chapter 8. Get out of my cave. That's what it says. We have to. We haven't gotten there yet. So hold your horses.
I don't have any horses.
All right, so I'm assuming this is. I'm doing the roll with help from Jimmy. So, 18 plus 5, 23.
Well, that's really good.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I will write that down.
Lumi is trying to write the rhyme, but is practicing her calligraphy. So I'll just roll a d20
Okay.
as well.
Where's my? There it is. I should really write this somewhere else than my inventory
There we go.
notes.
I put everything in inventory notes in general too.
Dwarvish. 23 out of 70. How long is it going to take to get there, by the way?
That's a great question.
Just already asked that once.
You're
This
the
is
one
going
with
to be
the
a running gag.
You're the one with the map, Breezy. The only you can read.
Well, to be fair, I didn't get a very good look at it. I mean, you may have been able to tell that by my map. And she gestures at the. It looks like it was drawn with crayon. The one she drew. It was out of the side of my eye, and I was walking by the store, and I didn't get a very good look at it.
Jimmy, you've been granted inspiration.
Thanks, G-Mac. I'm gonna need it. It hurts. I was kidding. Jimmy kind of ponders for a minute as he's flying. He's like, I never really hit any of the general stores while we were in Asatoro, but did no one think about buying a map?
When you get lost in the hustle and bustle of city life, the daily.
Yeah, there was just a lot of stuff to learn and see. It was.
You hear from the inside the things like, Jimmy, no, we didn't.
See, you just could have
Nobody thought about a map.
You just could have been honest like Lumi, you two. It's not that hard.
Wizards never make mistakes. It's a well-known fact.
Then obviously the two of you aren't wizards. It's good to know. So you do speak gibberish. It's not any sort of wizardese. I'm glad I understand that this morning.
We don't have to listen to this. Come on, Deus. Let's get out of here.
She walks 5 feet away.
Yeah.
Deus is just standing still, giving like a side eye between Breezy, back to Jimmy, back to Breezy, back to Jimmy. Look, you clearly have some issues you need to iron out, but I am not a licensed psychiatrist, so I'm going to take a bow out of this one.
Yeah, that's what I said. Let's get out of here. And then she goes and then she goes and sits next to Dave.
Jimmy, you hear Jimmy wondering aloud, like, I wonder if I can still get drunk.
That's a good question.
The fun part is, I believe you can. You're not immune to poison, are you?
Very.
No, I'm resistant though.
Yes, sir.
After Lumi, after a while, obviously it would have taken a while. She'd write a few rhymes and everything else. She turns to Deus. It's like, can I borrow the hat, please?
Deus will kind of shoot up, looking from his large journal. Yeah, of course. He'll take the hat off and hand it to Lumi, and then start walking towards the front of the ship with his book in his hand, and he's looking out on the skyline.
Okay, thank God. You're not worried about the explosion that might happen. So Lumi holds the hat, and then she starts and she says this: "When stars mislead and rows grow thin, signal or charts worn paper thin. Instead, request with a voice so clear a map of Tovoa, fresh and near. It shows the lands as they be now, with hidden paths for you to see." And then she puts her hand inside
Okay.
the hat
Oh
and pulls
man.
whatever is there.
Gosh. Okay. Make me do this.
Sorry,
All
Eric.
right. No, you worded it a specific way. I have to do this specific
did.
thing. All right.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Where is it? Give me a second. I will get you your map fresh and clear.
Don't tell me that I'm gonna get an empty map, Eric. Because that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking for a map that shows the lands as they now be,
Yep.
with hidden paths for you to see.
Okay. Interesting. So a
Yes.
map of Toivoa will appear.
Yes.
Let me get you the map. 1 second. I'm pulling it up. It's going to take a moment. So let's go ahead and
No,
continue while I
it's
get
fine.
that
Don't
for
worry
you.
about it. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Oh, I'll put the thing here.
Yep. I want to do it right.
Oh, what is this?
Cool. So, awesome. Cool. All right. So, what are the rest of you guys doing today?
Nero would probably just be helping Jimmy scan around just to make sure, things that might be coming, things of interest, maybe some undiscovered little village or something that we didn't know about, whatever. So, perception for that.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I don't see shit. Never mind. I poked myself in the eye somehow.
That
How is
ouch.
the rolls today so bad?
As the
All the rolls
mosquito
today are terrible.
splats directly onto your eyeball, sir.
Oof.
It doesn't injure you. However, if you've ever had this done, it is the
Yes.
most unpleasant experience ever.
Yes, 100%.
As your vision will turn red, not due to your blood, but due to the blood carried by this creature.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
And not to mention, you turn into instant ninja after that.
that's very true. All right, so Luminostra, you will get a map that matches. I was trying to find one that had the hidden paths on it, and apparently it is not in a state that I would like to release to you.
Not a problem. It's fine.
Because
It doesn't have to. I'm not asking you to give me, I don't want to abuse the hat.
Understood.
And I don't want to have, you showing us
For the record, the map I was considering doing, and I don't have a good way to limit it, is the one that has where my plans are for where things are going in all the campaigns. So
you can still show it to me. I'll keep my mouth shut.
No, you won't.
I will. I might go into sun streams and say, interesting. You guys are coming here.
Yes. Curly mustache.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So you guys spend the rest of the day sailing southeastwards. It's a wonderful.
We got a map then.
Yeah, you have a map.
Okay. Well, Lumi will give she will give the map back to the map note. Sorry, she will give the hat back to Dils and said, "Thank you, Dils. I have a map. Breezy, where are you?
What?
So, come here. Come have a look at this." And she, Lumi will unfold the map and say, "Good look at this one. Don't get distracted side eye. Just really good look at this one."
So, as a question, Breezy, this is not me determining anything. This is, where did you previously see a map of Toivoa?
Maps are
considering she got a 1, it was out of the corner of her eye.
Mhm.
At
Where was this?
at an antiquity store in Chandra Shadi, probably.
Okay,
So it was out of the corner of her eye from
sure.
a reflection in a mirror through the that was the mirror was in the shop display, and she
Cool.
was walking by.
All
And
right.
that's how she got a walk.
So, this map does not look anything like the map you saw.
And Lumi
Breezy,
goes,
Breezy narrows her eyes and looks up at Lumi.
it's like,
Are you sure about this?
I literally just got this book from this map from the hat.
Yeah.
That's. I asked for an
But
accurate map. It is here, with everything as the land as they are now. Perhaps that's where the difference you're noticing. That you looked at. Where did you see the map that you've seen before? And
at a store named Alexander's Antiquities and Exquisities in Chandra Shadai.
have you perhaps passed that it was an antique map that is out of date, and that's why you see noticing differences? Either way, I think this is a better looking map. For one, it's not inverted.
Breezy turns the map upside down. I think it's better like this.
Of course you will. Would you assist Jimmy in the navigation? I think you would.
It turns out she does agree with the Jozo Sai on something.
I am not
What?
going to. I'm not going to make that joke about the one of the two women with the map. I'm not going to make the joke. I don't have to.
Look, I just think it's better like this.
That's fine. I just you don't need to. Well, you already do that. Just have a chat with Jamie. Jamie, she's got a new map.
She holds up the map to the sun so she can see through it, and then she it's already backwards, right? And then she flips it upside down. There we go. I think this is right.
Technically, all she's got to do is just hold it up. She can look at the front side and then hold him up, show him the back side. And as long as the sun's shining through it, it'll be 100% accurate.
Yeah.
Exactly. You go.
I will say that she asked for a thick map, not one worn thin.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, boo.
Damn it.
Yeah.
This map is worthless. You can't see through it.
It's maps are not meant to be seen through it.
How else would I be able to shine light through it?
How did you? If you
worthless, then she throws it away. Yeah, I'm just kidding. She's not gonna do that.
Lumi would just jump off the ship to get the.
Oh yeah, she can fly. That's right. But yeah, Breezy, hands the map over to Jimmy. She's gonna say, "Look, here you go. Apparently, this is a much better map than the one I drew."
You see Lumi just like shaking her head behind it.
I don't think, I think Lumi's worrying about nothing. But here you go.
What do you mean nothing? I want this to get to where we
Absolutely
need to go.
nothing.
Oh.
Everything would have been fine, but to allay your anxieties and fears,
my life is so much simpler in the astral plane. Oh my god!
I will magnanimously.
Why am I here? I don't understand.
Give this map.
You just hear Lumi just walking away, just like, what am I doing here? Why don't I just go back to the astral sea? Life is so much simpler there. Why do I even care?
So apparently, we do have to go southeast.
Well,
and it's morning. It's morning right now. Oh, sorry.
The map will actually tell us like how far southeast and some landmarks and stuff. As opposed to me ending us up in like Australia or something, going too far. I don't know where anything is here.
I don't think this boat can make it to Australia. I don't think we have enough fuel.
We probably
crash somewhere over Reston.
Yeah, we've got about 77 days worth at the current rate.
Yeah, I mean, how fast are we going? We're going with the wind, right? The wind travels
At the
west to
moment,
east.
yes.
Yeah. The jet stream. Okay. I mean, we might be able to make it. I don't know. We are going pretty fast. She says as she looks over the boat.
Are you sure you want to look over the boat, Breezy?
I'm just looking over.
Breezy, do you get vertigo?
Nah, she's too fearless to have vertigo. How could
Not
she?
Oz.
Yeah, how could she put her life in constant danger if she had vertigo?
Understood.
Cute mages can't afford to have vertigo, Eric.
Yeah.
It's just not. We can't. They can't.
Unless they're on Monday night. Not
Wait, you
poking
saying
fun
Oz
at
is cute?
Hey,
For
he's a cute
a
little old
300 and some
man.
old man.
Just saying.
Whatever floats your boat, boss.
Yep. All right. So, you guys will sail southeastward for an entire day.
Using the same amount of fuel we usually use there.
sail away,
Yep.
sail away. Uh-oh.
While we are sailing, Lumi will be at the bow. She will be at the you know the bit of the ship, the underneath the ship. What's the name of the thing?
The keel?
Not the keel. No, I'm just walking downstairs. We
Understood.
said there was
the hold.
in the hold. Thank you. While she's in the hold, she will spend the entire day, like she'll be scrying in places she's been before. So she's gonna scry in Nomrat to see how the city looks like.
Okay. So we're going to do some scrying while on board the ship.
Yeah.
I am going to ask for a Constitution saving throw with DC 10 to not get seasick while scrying on a moving vessel.
Yeah, not a problem.
Just like reading a book in a car.
Yeah.
You're fine. Okay. All right. In fact, we'll just go ahead and ignore that for the future. All right. So we're going to do Nomrat to start. Awesome.
Yeah, she's curious about Nomrat and how things are going there.
So-
So she.
We pan the camera back to Nomrat.
Mm-hmm.
The city. What exactly are you scrying on within the city? Who or what?
Just no one, because I've been to the area before, but in the in the main thoroughfare of the town where the bank used to be,
Okay.
but high enough that I can see like the rooftops and stuff.
Sure. The bank has been partially rebuilt. There's a vault that is being installed, but generally it's just farming, everyday stuff here in Numrat.
Yeah. So
Nothing
so
of-
the city's nothing of
A real note.
of real note.
Nope.
She would then scry on Dewey, the captain, the captain of the wolf chapter of
Sure.
Nomrat. She wants
I
to
will
see
not
what she's
describe what
doing.
she is doing right now because that is not safe for work.
Oof. Oh, as soon as that happens, she will not.
But
she will
let's
stop
just
the strike.
say that yes, the music changed for a moment.
Fair enough. Fade to black. Fade to
Brown
black. quick,
chicken,
quick,
brown
quick.
cow.
Yep, we fade to black on her.
Very white. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I will scry on Belket,
Okay.
the Druid Grove. See
Sure.
how the Druids are doing.
Okay, I don't have a setting map for that, but
That's not a problem.
Belket is doing badly. You will not find any druids there.
So it's just empty.
It's just the
Nobody
ruins.
there.
Yep.
Just the ruins. The Druids are left.
The druids have left Belket.
Okay. And then the last place that she's going to scry is.
You'll see some broken trees. Just for the
Any
record.
specific direction?
All sorts of different directions, not just in one direction.
Broken trees in like if somebody walked through them and made a path, or
No,
broken trees
just
randomly.
random trees knocked over, splintered instead of cut.
Sorry, say again.
Splintered instead of cut down.
Okay, cool. And then lastly, she will scry on Lostmore. She wants to see how the Lostmore is doing.
Okay. You're going to scry on Lostmore. Let's go ahead and do that. So we scry on Lostmore. As we scry on Lostmore, it's an everyday in Lostmore. People are fishing in the stream and going about their, fairly boring lives here in the little ravine city.
Yeah. So she just Lumi is just kind of keep tabs on the places she's been before to kind of make sure that she knows what
Sure.
the happenings of everything. So she will stop and then
Okay.
leave at that. Yep.
Awesome.
That's it.
So you spent a minimum of 30 minutes down there doing that?
No, it would have been taking longer. It would have been probably an hour or two.
Okay. 2 hours. Oh, yeah, because you can only do it once or twice for short rest?
Twice
Okay.
per short rest.
So, yeah, it would have been at least an hour, hour and a half.
Yeah, it would have been add the 10 minutes of watching
Sure.
say 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Luminosity is gone for 2 hours.
Yeah.
What are the rest of you guys doing during these 2 hours? We don't have to
I
cover
woke up
everything,
on the
but
ship, Eric.
is there anything of note you guys want to do today?
Yeah, Breezy's
No.
still just working on her dwarvish.
Cool. So,
Nero's trying to avoid the bugs in his eyes.
all right. Sweet.
Oh,
Someone's just going to do a little bit of meditating, a little bit of watching over the side as we travel,
Awesome.
and maybe a little bit of work on a painting or something.
Cool. So you guys can go ahead and come down for an evening's rest. You guys pull into a little clearing. There's a little tiny stream coming through here, a couple feet wide. Little water source.
Oh.
is there any mist by the water?
Is there mist by the water? Not at the moment.
Is there smoke on the water?
Bah, bah, bah. No, so, yeah, Breezy's stretching as she gets out of the boat because we're cooped up all day.
Sure.
And she is, as everyone's going about, setting camp, building the fire, getting the log seats in place and stuff like that. She's going to be helping out, but then she's going to get an idea. And she's kind of curious. So while everyone is working, she's going to get a bean from the bag of beans.
No.
Okay.
And she's gonna go over to the stream, not right into the stream, but next to it,
This
where
is
the
gonna be
the
awesome.
soil is nice and soft.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's gonna make a little hole, and then she's
Oh,
gonna
no.
put the bean in there and cover it up, and then she's gonna get some water from the stream and water the bean.
Okay.
Is that what you have to do? Let me see. Maybe we should make sure that. Wait, is that what you have to do?
Yeah, it
remember.
is. You just need to bury a bean and roll a 1d100.
Yep. We're ready.
Let's hope it's not like a ziggurat with a mummy lord. And
We can handle a single mummy lord.
yeah,
37.
maybe.
What is that? Do?
37. A campfire with blue flame springs forth and burns for 24 hours. Or until it's
Hey!
extinguished.
Guys, it's okay. We don't. You could stop now. I did all the work for you.
What'd you do?
You guys look over, and there's a campfire with blue fire right next to the
Ta-da!
water's edge.
How in the world did you do that, Breezy?
She is going to strike a pose with her fingers wiggling and just say, "I'm a wizard."
Finger
Yes,
guns.
yes, you are.
Very Breezy.
Deus will give some, not like, I don't want to say like slow half claps, but they're definitely not full speed claps. There's like a definite like kind of like, okay, Breezy, very nice, very nice. Very nice, Breezy. We are all very proud of you, but perhaps we should bring the fire away from the water? Just doesn't seem like that is a good combination.
I'm so desperately trying to say, why shouldn't you? You should try again, but I'm not going to.
Oh, don't worry. That's what she's going to do it tomorrow night. But she's just she's gonna look at the campfire at Deus, and she looks at Deus, the back of the campfire, the back of Deus, but it's blue.
Jawohl, it is blue. But it's perhaps
Blue.
Wait a minute.
Blue is my favorite color.
Did you ever finish your studies, Breezy?
What studies? Which ones?
Oh, nothing.
Yeah, I study everything. You got to be more specific than that.
Have you ever finished whatever studies you were doing in Shadow?
Oh, you mean at the school? No, I haven't graduated. I'm technically a second year.
So you still have a lot to learn.
Well, yeah, everyone has a lot to learn.
Deus, did you finish your studies in Shadow Shadi?
Well,
Don't tell me you'll never finish.
Well, in a matter of speaking, I would say yes, I did.
Then, Breezy, perhaps you should listen to your betters. And then Lumi turns around and walks away.
But
now you see Jimmy clap.
So when Deuce says "in a matter of speaking," that's what that insight check's for.
Yep. He's telling the truth.
Breezy is telling the truth that the fire is blue.
Yes, the fire is blue. Deuce did finish his studies in the Grand Library of Shadow Shaddai from a certain point of view.
Wasn't he like a tenured professor or something like that?
No.
That was when I was at the High Peaks Archive.
Right. That was.
I didn't work for the Grand Library.
Oh, so he was like a guest scholar, basically.
Okay.
Essentially, this was it was a personal.
He was working on an experiment. Yep.
Okay.
It was just a matter of who has the most resources. So.
And staff.
Eric, if
yes, sir.
Looking at this campfire, does it look like a normal campfire, or because
it looks like a normal campfire, but it is burning blue?
Okay.
For the record, you can do this if you ever really want to do this at a campsite. Grab a thing of powdered coffee creamer and pour it into your campfire. It works and it turns your fire blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but this lasts for 24 hours.
With enough.
This is the magic of the bean.
Creamer, it'll do it. Just if you do decide to do this, don't pour the coffee creamer in there. Put the coffee creamer in there first. Otherwise, it will explode. It's not a good thing.
What we're saying is this magic bean is worth about a certain amount of coffee.
About 50, right?
I think if you do the math, like Breezy just spent like 500 gold for a blue campfire.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Deus will cast Arcane Hand, and he's just going to try to lift the fire up and just kind of move it over so it's not right next to the water's edge.
I assume this is going to work, except for there's a root to it.
Oh, there is a root? Ugh. That's what I was thinking. Like, if there's a root, if I cut that root, the fire's probably going to go out.
The water's right there. If you want to, get, some stew going, it's perfect. We can listen to the white noise of the babbling brook. Breezy is going to use shape water to make a little stool out of ice, and she's gonna sit on it.
Sure.
And she's gonna enjoy her blue campfire, even though these cretins want their normal orange fire because they're not wizards.
Got it.
Beautiful.
She's gonna cook her wyvern steak on a blue fire.
Sure.
Don't burn it, Breezy.
I wonder if this will turn the steak blue.
Breezy, it smells like it's burning.
Only one way to find out.
Isn't that wyvern steak kind of old now?
She dry aged them. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Where did she dry age them?
I'm very curious how she dry aged them.
Just with the desiccation spell.
Do we have a desiccation?
Don't you know?
Have a desiccation?
Classic
with
desiccation.
some salt.
She probably a very intricate system with a firebolt and the copper wire and the elastic band was
If
used.
it's got the bag of colding, I can see it done, but
There's no bag of code. We
So,
tried that once.
This wyvern steak is a week old. And has been in your bag? Right, Breezy?
I mean, it's been in the boat. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, as it came
Actually-
out, it smears in your fingers.
Shoot.
It's
Why
got that nice pale gray of having been left out, and there are flies and maggots crawling all over it.
So at that point, Nero would have. Didn't we say we got some like fish or some salted fish or something like that?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
on the
we
boat.
have.
We have rations.
You have rations,
Yeah,
you have
Nero-
food, but this wyvern steak is.
Yeah. Nero tries look at sitting next. He'll look at that and walk over to the stream and be like, see if I can just maybe spear a fish or something.
She's
Um,
gonna
Yeah.
be very disappointed as she throws the steak into the river.
You throw the steak into the river. Awesome.
Yeah.
Nero, you now have advantage on your attempt to go fishing.
Hey.
What is that? A survival?
Yes, please.
All right, there we go.
And what are you using to go fishing with?
To be honest with you, I probably would have just.
You broke up. Repeat that. Did we lose
Fish
him?
got him.
Fish got him.
Yeah.
Nero went under.
Yeah.
Whatever you
Oh,
hid in
boy.
that lake for has got him.
Yeah,
He fell in the river.
he fell in the river. Okay. As he's figuring out what happened to himself as he fell in and got dirty, he will have caught a fish. Not a big one, but a little fish. Enough to eat. What are the rest of you guys doing? Anything you want to do
Lumi
before
will-
bed?
Yeah, and Lumi will come to you, Tom, when she's gonna kind of fly towards you and just like, do you mind taking care of my necklace this evening?
Now, point of order. Are you back in small form with wings?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
She was uncomfortable the way that she was before. Yeah, she
I'll
asked
be
you
happy
whether
to,
you would.
Lumi.
She'll thank you and kind of
We'll
give you.
be practicing my form shortly, so if it starts rocking around in there, that's my fault.
No, that should be fine. No worries. Thank you. And then you see her disappear into the into the sanctum.
Cool.
Yeah.
Days will head over towards Jimmy.
he's there polishing his hammers.
Yep. Jimmy, I have to ask. You're a man of the people, so I'm sure you've met many individuals throughout your time as a lawyer.
Beep boop.
Are you familiar with the name Lysea? And he'll kind of just in the ground, right? Lysea.
I will type that
Most
in
of my
chat for
learning-
you guys here.
Has been done in Shu, to be fair. Prior to Shu, I lived in a giant's cave, so let me think here. Hold on.
Let me check my memory banks.
That's a no. Jimmy has not heard of this name.
No, I can't say I've heard her specifically or them specifically.
I understand. I come to you because I think you've come to accept the chaos of this group at this point.
Before we continue, Deuce, can I get you to roll a history check?
I'm good at these.
Sure
Hopefully.
you are.
Not too
You
bad.
have not heard of this person before either.
Wow.
Go ahead.
I know you've come to accept the chaos and distinct lack of brevity that dog group seems to possess. But I figured if anyone would be capable for what I figured out, it would be you. And he's gonna pull out the giant book.
He's going to pull out
Jimmy's
the giant
gonna-
book. Okay.
Yes.
Jimmy's just kind of looking at you silently. He's got one of his hammers in his hand, and he's like the polish is like in his other hand, but it's kind of like it's probably like 6 inches off the hammer. You know, he's just kind of like very silently staring at you. Like he hasn't really acknowledged anything besides shaking his head about the name. But he's looking at you very somewhere between concerned and scared.
Deus will
Scared-
kind of he'll register that in his eyes for a second and just be like, apparently, at some point during our time here, and he's flipping through pages until he gets the right one. Yeah. The mist. You will have found us by the water's edge. It moved with its own will, breathing in and out like a thing alive. When it thickened, I thought it a trick of tired eyes until... And he's gonna look at Jimmy. This is where it gets bizarre.
As he's reading this to you, Jimmy, you're looking past him and you see a mist beginning to crawl across the surface of the river. Go ahead, Deuce.
Until
As that happens, you see the light in Jimmy's eyes kind of slowly fade to off.
If I go to sleep now, it's gonna be fine.
Deuce would know that is like Jimmy's facepalm. Like at this point, this group would have known as Jimmy does that. That's like him facepalming. He goes, "Go on, Deuce."
Until the old man stepped from it. Like something dreamed up by the bones of the world itself. Apparently, for once I decide to get right to the point. I will not waste ink trying to explain him. Some things are not meant for words. He was there, he spoke, and he left us something. We accepted it because it would have been foolish not to. There was no threat in him. But not every danger announces itself with blade or claw. I stood first watch after he vanished. The fire crackled loud against the silence. The morning, the jungle gave us no welcome. Smoke staining the sky. Not rising, but climbing, thick and black as if the earth itself was bleeding. And then came the spawn. And he's gonna shift and he's gonna look at Jimmy and there's kind of like a really uncomfortable, kind of like uneasy look in his eyes at this point.
You're looking at Jimmy and Jimmy's looking at something behind you.
Yeah. He's on the light, kind of like the lights in his eyes are still off, but you can tell he's looking like he's not looking you in the face. You can tell he's listening, but he's definitely looking behind you.
And a man walking towards you guys across the water here.
He goes, Deuce. Well, I'm happy to know about the watch tomorrow. I think we have something to grab.
I guess we'll kind of give like an exasperated sigh and then just begrudgingly turn around to realize that shit is happening.
You see, this is why I'm scared when you guys talk to me, because something always happens every time. Well, let's go find out what's happening.
Yes, will kind of mutter to himself, "It will have already happened if I talk to you or not." And he'll start to exit out.
Yeah, but you and I both know ignorance can be bliss, buddy.
That we agree on.
Coming from the gloom emerges the solitary figure, an elderly man standing barefoot upon drifting vapors above the surface of the water.
How's he doing that?
As if the mists are a river only he can walk. His long white beard and hair ripple gently as though caught by a wind you cannot feel. He wears a flowing robe of faded sea green, embroidered generally with delicate patterns like curling waves. A weathered sash wraps his waist, from which pouches and small relics hang. In his hand he grips a tall, gnarled staff, its tip trailing wisps of soft, ghostly light. You all see him approach, as his dark, steady eyes reflect both patience and immeasurable depth, like someone who has seen countless seasons pass, like the shifting of the tide. The air grows hushed, thick with unseen currents, and your breath feels heavy in your lungs. When he speaks, it is the slow, resonant creak of an ancient vessel floating on a still, endless sea. Long have these waters slept, and longer still since worthy hands sought their favor. You have come fishing in my stream. His presence feels neither hostile nor friendly, instead like the ocean itself, vast, unknowable, inevitable.
Someone might have gone fishing there. I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Why are you here?
To be honest with you,
dinner.
we're just staying the night because we're traveling, but that's about it.
The river carries all things, but it does not always remember them.
Yeah, it's a river.
Do you seek something?
Well, let's go ahead and go with yes on this one. Not from the river, mind you, but I feel
You
like
never know. Perhaps the river will bring it to you. Perhaps it will take you to it instead.
I mean, I guess we're looking for a lot of things. We're looking for the tablet of Aslan.
A tablet? I do not know of such things. I am a lowly fisherman.
Can all fishermen walk on water?
No, only the dead.
Oh, the dead or the dead fisherman?
Breezy's gonna cast Control Undead. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have that spell. I wish I did. Oh, that would make this okay then. And then she enslaves. Unfortunately, I don't have any necromancy spells. That'd be funny. Do you know where we can find? We're also looking for a bounding shard. Is that possible?
Breezy,
Nope.
why are you just telling this random guy walking on a river all the secrets we're looking for?
Haven't you read any stories before? When mysterious people come up and start talking in mysterious ways, they usually know lots of stuff.
Yeah, haven't you learned before to shut your mouth sometimes?
No.
Well, that part was very apparent. I'm not even sure why I asked. Go on, sir.
Not all who wander are lost. Some simply drift like me. What you catch today may haunt you tomorrow.
Breezy looks at the fish that Nero caught.
Jimmy looks at Breezy.
Nero, you're going to be haunted by a fish.
When you seek things, do you know why?
Well, it depends.
Lumi, you can hear this interaction from the inside of your sanctum.
Yeah, she can. She's watching all of this.
Very
She
well.
doesn't know who this man is or anything. So
Okay.
she's waiting to see what her party members do.
And Breezy
Someone's going to
answered,
speak up.
it depends.
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
Say, I seek things to learn.
He nods and will sit down as a stool made of mist appears beneath him. He sits directly over the surface of the water. A wise fisher knows when to reel and when to let the line run free. Remember, the deeper waters are not for mortal feet to tread. Are you a student?
Always.
He nods. I have fished these skies since before your sun rose from the waves. Know this, there are rivers you can sail, and rivers you must only listen to. Be patient, little fish. All things come to those who float. And a strong rod snaps quicker than a supple reed. If you fear,
Almost nodding along.
if you fear the dark beneath the waves, you will never find the treasures it hides. There is a hook in every heart. Some only realize this truth when the line is pulled.
I think this guy really likes fishing.
I do. But it has been many years, many years.
Oh,
since
we have a fish.
I
We have a
caught one.
fishing rod. If you want, do you want to go fishing? Nero, give him your fishing rod.
He looks at you. Child.
What?
I cast my line not for fish, but for the forgotten dreams of those who have passed.
Well, then you're not a fisherman. Then you're like a dream catcher.
He smiles at you. Beware what swims beneath the surface, little fish. Not all currents bring life. He goes to stand. You have been a reprieve from a journey. A pleasant place to be for a moment. Thank you for a conversation. And he comes forward and he holds out his hand like he's holding something in a fist.
Jimmy's
Now Breezy's curious. Yeah.
well,
Tomo would approach.
awakens.
Yeah. Yeah. Breezy wants to see what he's holding. What's in his hand?
Okay. In his
Jimmy,
hand, there's a little fishing hook. It looks like this.
Jimmy's gonna lean over to Deuce and be like, "You didn't even need to tell me about that book. We have these guys. They're just gonna grab anything anyway."
The fun part
Yeah,
is
I
the
figured
rest of
as
the party
much.
doesn't know what's going on as far
Yeah,
as
that's
the book
why-
goes.
That's why Jimmy's just like, sometimes I don't even know if we need the book.
I know.
That's kind of me saying to Deuce.
And we get your name as well, fisherman.
I have forgotten it. It has been too long since anyone spoke to me.
Can I go on a limb here and say your name might be Lycia?
No. I
Oh.
know that was not it.
Okay. Where'd you get that name
Lycia
from?
is a
Deuce?
girl's name.
That's it?
Yeah,
I
it is
just,
a woman.
I
it is
just,
a
I
woman.
just love all this mystic nonsense, and then it's just like, no, that's a girl's name.
No, that's a. That dude's got cooties. I don't want
Jimmy
that.
doesn't know. He's like, oh, all right.
He nods and holds out this fish hook.
Yeah, Breezy will take the fish hook.
You're going to take the fish hook?
Yeah.
Tell me, you gonna let her take the fish hook?
Sure.
All right. Breezy, as the hook goes into your hand, their thread that's holding onto it turns into mist. And all you're left with is the little shimmering silver fish hook. The thread of mist still stays there. It doesn't dissipate. It's almost like you're tied to the man as he walks away and disappears into the mists. Breezy,
Waiting.
you have this
Roll
little
a
fish hook.
So roll a wisdom save to see if you're cursed.
Breezy's gonna look at the fish hook. I wonder if it's magical.
Well, you'd be able to find that out, wouldn't
All
you?
right, here you go, Breezy.
Eric, he had some line where he said something, the treasure it hides. What was that one?
Let me get that back for you here. The treasure. The treasure one. You want to find that? If you fear the dark beneath the waves, you will never find the treasure it hides. I will just copy and paste that one for you.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I can hear you.
All right.
So this
Well,
is the
I'm back.
line you were asking about.
Oh man, this thing is not gonna last long.
I know.
Thank you, Eric.
Jimmy leans over to Deuce again. He's talking quietly and goes, "Should we tell him about the morning part, or we should let that part surprise him?"
No, as much as it would be entertaining, in terms of our safety, it's much better if we know.
Is it though?
We're talking about Vergradan. And he's going to start gathering up everyone.
Bagger who?
Deus will kind of gather everyone. Everyone, there's something before we all retire for the night that I believe you should be aware of. It's for our departure tomorrow morning. I expect us to be in a bit of a nasty situation. Once everyone's gathered around, he'll pull out the big book.
A big book.
With ghostly apparitions and other critters, it's safe to say we're not alone in here. And if I've read this correctly, Vagradan, the large dragon, it was recently, I believe recently felled. I've heard rumors and gatherings of a group that have felled the large dragon, but his spawn lives within the jungle. Multiple. And then he's going to look down towards the book. The morning, the jungle gave us no welcome. Smoke stained the sky ahead, not rising but climbing, thick and black as if the earth itself was bleeding. Then came the spawn. They rose out of the trees like vipers on wings. Serpent dragons scaled in greens and reds, each bearing two slavering heads. Their breaths scalded the air, one head vomiting acid, the other coughing sheets of flame. Vagrant spawn, abominations, style and hatred and chaos. The first blast of acid hit before we could react. Rigging snapped, sails shriveled into blackened rags. Lysaea. She never even screamed. One moment she was there, bow drawn, eyes keen, and the next she was gone, her body reduced to a puddle of smoking ruin at my feet. We fought because there was no other choice. Blades flashed, spells roared, the skiff lurched and bucked as we tore down the ones we could reach and dodged the ones we couldn't. Every second above the jungle was a second snatched back from death. By day's end, the ship was crippled. The crew bloodied and burned, and Lysaea, ash on the wind. We press onward still. The coast lies ahead, but so too does whatever calls these monsters into our path. The mist touched us. The fire chased us. Something else awaits. He's going to look up at the group. So, Tomorrow morning is going to be a bit bumpy. Now, before you ask, I do not know who this Lycia person is. And in all honesty, I was hoping maybe one of you did. But if you do not, it is all right. It is better that you are warned. We are all prepared for what lies ahead than to become the victims of our own naivety.
Yep. Thank you for the 2 history checks. You guys have not heard of this person.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could move, but then that raises the question, maybe if we move, they're going to attack the campsite where we moved to. But if we don't move, maybe they're going to attack this campsite. I maybe, hear me out, maybe we can eat dinner and then just keep flying through the night and never land.
He'll turn towards Jimmy. Is that something your programming is capable of allowing you to do?
What do you mean
Would
my
you
programming? You're acting like I'm a robot. I mean, I can choose to stay up all night driving the ship. I'm going to be real tired tomorrow, though. Just like if you were up all night steering the ship.
Very well. If you do need assistance or perhaps want to take a rest.
The thing about it is, though, is that even the story you told doesn't exactly describe where we're at or what we're doing. So
I'm just worried about the boat getting damaged.
I mean, I am worried about that aspect of it too. But if we don't want to stay here tonight, that's fine. Or we can wander and find some other clearing to go to. Like, I mean, just because we landed here doesn't mean we have to sleep here.
Well, but that's the thing. Maybe we land over there, and that's what the book us did, and then they attack that one.
Or maybe we keep flying all through the night, and tomorrow we land and they attack us. We have no way of knowing.
Man, your book is really vague, Deus.
I'll leave an editor's note for myself.
Yeah, you gotta add more details. That way, the next versions of us, when they read that book or whatever, they get better information.
I wonder what effect on the timelines that would have if I provided 2 copies of our recordings, one vague and one extremely detailed. The ramifications for that would have. Now Deus is just kind of pondering about, oh god, what if I do? What if there was another book that is super detailed? And that maybe.
Oh.
I think part of the problem with that, all of that, I mean, now this is just me thinking for a moment, is who knows what we're actually going to do between now and when the actions of the book happen. Didn't you say, Deuce, that was only like one particular timeline or something that your book was about?
I believe, from what I'm able to comprehend, and I may sound and I may give off a scholarly appearance, but in my craziness, it's more confidence or craziness than it is to try and comprehend the complexity of what this book is entailing to us. From what I can try to understand, I believe this is a retelling of myself going throughout these events already. And now we are going through them again, almost like a cycle. Or perhaps Mort's has gone through this cycle, and this was his perspective on the cycle. And now it is my perspective on the cycle. It is all so. If I could just get him in a room, maybe we could sort this all out. Why is it so hard to have conversations with yourself?
I mean, it's because it's yourself answering back. Is that really a conversation? I guess in your case it might be.
Perhaps it would. I'm not sure. I do not know if we are in the right spot to be attacked or not be attacked. But again, these are dragons. They can fly pretty high and have fairly decent vision. If there are many of them and they are quite hungry, I'm sure they will be more than willing to go and find us.
I mean, we could fight them off, but like I said, I'm worried about the boat. What if you have that tiny hut spell, right?
I do, yeah.
Well, before sunrise, just cast tiny hut from the center of the boat. I think it'll fit.
10-foot radius for the hut.
The boat's 20 feet long, so that doesn't fit. Wait, no. Yes, it does. If you're in the middle.
The boat does fit inside of a tiny hut.
Perfect.
For the record, that's why it's 20 feet long.
Oh yeah, we found it in like a.
Right.
Didn't we find it in something like that? Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
in
found
a
it in a
crate.
crate, a giant crate.
Yeah, breezy. Yeah, just so if they show up, just cast that spell. Well, you have to cast it before. It's a 1 minute casting time, so you have to cast it before they attack, and you'll be stuck in there, and we can defend the boat, so it doesn't it doesn't actually get set on fire. Or we could put the boat in Lumi's sanctum.
Oh, that would also work. I just love the idea of imagining us like just giving the boat to Lumi for a sanctum and just like driving it through her front door.
Amazing.
Just like Big Trouble in Chinatown. Just
Big Trouble in Little China, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
All right.
I believe that would work.
So while you guys are considering these options, I'm going to pan the camera into Luminostra's sanctum.
Oh God.
Oh God. You rang?
Lumi's just. Yeah. Hello. Sorry. Oop, you got the wrong number.
Wrong number, huh?
Yeah. Lumi is watching the thing. She's like, don't they realize that book is just like the records of a previous reset that Dale's run with a different group? Like I remember the pink tiefling.
You hear a voice, Luminostra.
Yeah.
Pink tiefling? Really? How
She
exotic.
looks back. Yes. I was wondering when you would. How am I? Happy to be here, I suppose. And instead of out there.
They're very entertaining, aren't they?
Yes, you could say that. I mean, it's from this distance. Yes, much better. I think.
It's like watching an entertaining cinema.
What?
It's a cinema.
A feature production, I should say.
Oh, well, like a pantomime.
A pantomime, but with words.
Yes.
I like that one. The one that calls herself Breezy.
Oh yes, she's interesting, isn't she?
She's so cute.
Yeah, she also believes that fervently, but she is likely the cutest of this whole planner. This plane.
Well,
that plane. I mean, not this plane. You know. You know what I mean. It could be.
So, what do you think of this book of his?
His book?
Do you think any of it's accurate?
No, I don't believe so. I believe some of it is, but I don't know much about time. Not as much as I would like, but from my understanding of the memories I had of those bouncing around my mind, and from what everything I experienced, including, did Ramesses tell you about the time I spoke to Deus when he was dead?
They did.
Deus said, I tried. I knew it wouldn't work, but I tried. I wanted to test if I were able to bind us, create a fate deal with somebody who is dead.
Oh dear. No, no, no.
No,
That's not
yeah.
pleasant.
Yes, I know, but I wanted to test, see if it would work. But I learned that, well, this is not his first time through this. If he Tails fails, he would just send another, and another, and another.
How many times do you
We're
think he's
just,
done this?
well, we only have the book. I do not know who this Lycia is. I mean, my memories of this previous attempt, his memories are vague. I remember Pink Thiefling. They
Do you
were
remember
running
her
through
name?
Do I remember her name, Eric? From the memories I still have from those.
Would you have remembered her name? Let's see. I assume that the name would be attached to the memory. So yeah, you would
Yeah, it would
remember the
be. Yeah.
name, and it was Lysaea.
Oh, yeah. And she's, thank you. You connected things in my mind. It was Lysaea. The pink tiefling was Lysaea.
Well, that's interesting. So, in this other timeline, or in this book, whatever the book is, which I find troublesome, I don't think that we should listen too heavily to things that are rumors from another timeline, experiences that aren't happening.
I
Be cautious with
agree.
it.
I mean,
But in this other timeline, Lysaea is dead now. Such a shame.
yes.
I ask
Supposedly, I
you
was.
one thing, Luminostra.
Yes, Jedial.
Don't end up like Lysaea.
Oh, I will not end up like Lysaea. That's for sure. I will survive this, no matter what.
Excellent. I brought you some tea. And she
Oh,
will gesture to a small basket that has several teas in it.
oh, thank you. And she'll go towards the teas and check them, and she looks at the ones that are there,
They're
and
little sachets of tea.
yeah, she was like, "Oh, this is adorable. Thank you. That's so nice. Oh, this is the one I really like.
Indeed.
Well, I haven't had this in ages."
Well,
And she's like, "I hope everything's going well."
as well as can be expected. And Ramasas is indisposed.
I'd
So,
much prefer it that way, I suppose.
they have their uses. But you'll have to
Yes,
excuse me, Luminostra. I'm being called away. Please have a
she
wonderful time.
she bows. Well, she nods and she kind of curtsy. Well, thank you very much. I hope your day goes well.
And Jedial will turn into mist and blow out the window.
Yeah, Lumi will then make some tea
Okay.
and rest.
All right. So you're going to rest in here. Awesome.
Yeah.
We return to the camera to the outside, where the party is contemplating this book in the prophetic journal entry.
We sure are.
After a while.
What is this book you guys are? What is this book you're reading from, Deuce? Like, it sounds like it's a fortune telling thing.
Deus is kind of lets it like a breath because he realizes he's gonna explain this, but unlike explaining it to Mordrax, maybe he can actually explain it to someone and they'll actually get it.
This
Trying to
is
see the Mordrax didn't get it.
I'm not saying.
very clever.
I'm saying Mordrax heard me.
Didn't understand any of it, but he heard
Yeah, he heard the words, but Deus will kind of he'll close the book. Just that way, that's the cover showing. When we were exploring Akro, one of the first areas we came across was the archives, and there we found a construct known as Janet. They were not human, but they were given a voice, like one. They were given some semblance of a personality, I suppose you could call it, but their main programming was to organize and keep all the information of the city within the archives, keep it safe and secured. When we discovered this, apparently, I had left myself this book thousands of years ago in the past.
Wait, say what? Thousands of, huh? You lost what? How old are you?
Time magic.
I personally am only been alive in my own consciousness for, I think we are going on 40 years now. However,
Ew, you're old.
he's gonna shoot a little fucking shit glare over at Breezy.
Hey, 40 years old. It's okay.
But in reality, I was born over almost 100 years ago. There was an incident in which I was sent spiraling forward in the future, and I ended up in this reality. So, apparently, in the future, I will have figured out the secret to access full, controllable time travel and manipulation, so that I may go backwards to Okro before it fell, and experience everything it has to offer, and then leave a journal in the city before it fell, with the specific instructions to Janet that I would return, albeit a bit different physically, and to give the book back to me when I do return. Now, when we received the book from Janet, when I received the book, these entries were already in it. Which means one of two things. Perhaps Mortu said, went through the exact same things that we have, and then was able to return back in time. Or I am stuck in a cycle and I have been here before, just with different people and different realities.
So this
I want to
book is
believe it is the former, rather than the latter.
so this book is essentially forewarning you of things to come. Is that what I'm understanding correctly? Because you've already experienced it, and your future self, past self, has done some time traveling.
So you're quite close, actually. It has been quite useful in warning us and preparing us for any upcoming threats, especially when we were in the city itself. It was what allowed us to actually find the skyship and make our way out of here.
So it's fairly accurate then.
It has been quite consistent. Now, there are some odd mentions. It's like in this case, this figure, Lysaea. This me has no idea who they are. Perhaps Morts does. Perhaps another version of me that I don't know does. But there are also, back when we were exploring our crew, entries and memories. Luminastra could account to this, of me traveling with people that were not this group. Some were the same, but some were very, very different.
Lumi was, just for record, I was saying she was finishing her tea and getting ready to come out.
Yep.
So at some point she will appear while you guys are talking.
So does the book say anything about you guys meeting with me and Lostmore?
Unfortunately, it did not, but...
So it doesn't give you a step-by-step type of thing. It's a every so often kind of big event, maybe kind of thing.
It's the text within the book is actually quite scrambled, and he'll flip to like some of the pages in the back, and you'll see that it's just like absolute gibberish. When I found this, it was entirely like this. Through meticulous processes and translation methods, I have slowly been able to decipher certain entries, and as I've been able to share some.
Lumi comes out of the amulet now and appears next to you, Tomo. She's holding her sleeping bag. I decided to sleep out with you guys today.
Very well.
What are you guys talking about?
I was inquiring to Deuce about this book he has that essentially kind of forewarns of the experiences.
It's not. I wouldn't think as a forewarn. I would think more of a record of a I would say it's more of like fanfic than actually any prophecy or any forewarned of what this might happen.
Okay.
But Deus is correct. I mean, his book was gifted to him by himself from the future in the past, and he has it right now, but it is not our fate. It's a chronicle, some other attempt of whatever we are doing. And she looks at you, Deus, as she says that.
Someone kind of nods and he says, "Yes, to me it sounds like a record of a previous season, so to speak.
Yes.
So the seasons return, and things might be different during them, but there are certain things you can't expect."
Yes. And
sounds like a pretty useful tool, if nothing else.
I would be more aware. Yes, but hasn't you said, for example, there was that in Asatoro, I was kidnapped?
Kidnapped, or more so, a brief snatch along an alleyway. I can only assume it was perhaps someone saw through your disguise, knew your true value, and wanted to make a profit.
Possibly.
But in this case, there was no such attempt.
But the book
Even-
foreshadowed us going to Asatoro, so there is some truths to it, right? I mean, that's the way I'm understanding it.
Yes.
There is a general continuity, yeah.
Okay. So the pages unscramble themselves as you go?
It does typically help to work on it for longer periods of time. I don't try to obsess every second of every day.
I can understand.
There's nothing like going mad staring into madness.
That's what I was just thinking. I can understand you'd go mad trying to figure something like that out.
Pills.
Yep.
Do you trust yourself? I mean, your other selves.
My other selves.
Yeah, we know there are 3 Asmodeus. She points at you, and then the other one. Do you trust them? For that matter, do they even trust you? This book could be a tool to mislead. Do you trust yourself?
For the time and what we have been through. I have no reason not to trust Morts at this moment.
It's understood, but if I'm only thinking and pondering, there are, well, if it comes to it, there can only that you, if it comes to it, that the timelines are fixed the way that you wish, but that means that 2 of you have to go. You happy to lay down your life for that? For mods or for Amos Deus?
I will do what is necessary.
And you think they feel the same? They would do the same as you would do. I don't wish to sow discord amongst the triad of Stromheim. However, it would be foolish not to consider.
I do not
We don't know
mean-
everything about these books.
I do not mean that I would do whatever is necessary to fix it. I mean, I would do whatever is necessary to ensure that I am the one who comes out on top.
Ah, that's my point.
Yeah.
Just be careful with this book. I mean, yeah,
I will
I
ensure
wouldn't
that
pay much attention to it. Breezy seems sleepy anyway.
Yeah, it is quite late. I can
It is.
imagine. Nero, do you have any other questions regarding the book? I understand it is very complicated.
And it's at least partially true. I'll just give you a heads up.
Yeah, I'm sure I will later, but right now I've got enough to ponder on for sure. So for the moment, no, I'm good. It's enough to keep me awake for a little while I'm trying to rest tonight.
Very well.
Yep. Ilumi comes to, she kind of sits up, that stands up and kind of floats. She comes close to you, Deus, and she goes, just look back to your memories that you regained. Lysaea, she's the pink tiefling. And she nods at you and she flies towards the boat to find somewhere to hunker down with her sleeping bag.
What?
As she's doing, she's pointing towards her head. The memories they were given. Lysaea. You see her there.
He will close his eyes and recall the memory and then he'll open his eyes and just. I see. How do you know this?
Well, I have your memories too, Deus. I bargained it from the Oblaks. They're still in my mind. Some of them, at least. The ones you have are the same ones I have. I just remembered.
No, I
Your
am aware of that, but how do you know her?
Well, I don't know her, but your previous self knew her. And the memory that we discussed this before. For some reason, whatever happened to you, even through your spells, have you not noticed when you cast mirror image? Those images do not look like you. They look like your other selves. I said to you in a dream, something, your time manipulations affected your psyche and everything about you. When the Oblaks reach out into your consciousness and ripped out a memory, it did so from another you. Perhaps not even one of the other two, but a fourth one that is no longer even in this timeline anymore. And that's probably why we know of this Lysaea and this pink tiefling, and she might not even exist in this version of Toivoa. This I mentioned and suggested that perhaps I could work with you and investigate deeper into your memories, but I don't think that would be wise. I had no idea whatever happened to you in the past that caused you to break up into many pieces, whatever that did to you. It'd be very, very dangerous. Do you even are your dreams even your own? When you dream, what do you see? Is your thoughts, do they get mingled? I don't know. Uh, Whatever happened to you has changed. You're not whole. I don't know enough. Obviously, this is just what I've seen and what I'm thinking, the patterns I'm identifying. We could try to reach further into your mind, see if another thought, another memory could be brought out that it is yours but not yours, your own, if you know what I mean. But that would be we're doing that with forces we do not understand. It's not the same as, and she looks towards like Nero or Tomo. It's not the same with them. They're whole. You're not. It's not like you're in multiple places. You're a paradox. Does it make sense?
It does. Yeah. But if I can't remember the name, I cannot remember her name. How were you able to figure out who was who?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I was in a sanctum speaking to Jadiel just now. And yeah, is there something specific you want to know from the insight? Or is it you're trying to figure out how I know?
Kind of both. It's just kind of like.
Lumi's not hiding anything. She's currently, in terms of if your passive insight can tell.
My passive insight is 9. So
okay, yeah. So you can't tell much your passive insight. She is not deceiving you. She's giving you her genuine thought on the situation. I don't know if Eric has any other thing that he might want to
You're
add.
good at the moment. Continue going.
Yeah.
Lumi.
She kind of she looks at you. Sorry, what's up, Nero?
I don't know much about you, but I've noticed you have a way with the magics. And once upon a time, I heard of a spell. I believe it was something along the line of where you can detect somebody's thoughts. Do you happen to have that?
I do.
Can you? Have you ever thought to maybe do that to some of us? Deuce in particularly?
I wouldn't invade anybody's mind in this group without their permission. I have used before and have this is what a point I'm making to Deus is I have when we were in Akru, we encountered in Palace Wind District number of Ublexes. These are ooze creatures. They're able to reach out into people's mind and steal their memories. And some of our memories were stolen by them. Myself, Deus, I think the only one I wasn't able to bargain any memories for was Breezy. Perhaps she's immune or she was not targeted. I do not know, but I was able to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was able to.
Yeah, she's sitting by the blue fire, like she's nodding off, like she's getting sleepy.
Lumi goes, Prissy, why don't you go to sleep? And she kind of goes back to talking to you guys. Yes, I have considered it, and then I offered to Deus to look into his memories, but it would be very. Memories are not something you just normally you just play with, and Deus here is a fairly unique individual that he's broken into many pieces. There are more than one. She looks towards you, Deus, almost like should she stop saying what she's going to say in terms of her intent is she's going to tell him about your other selves. She's basically waiting for permission to say it.
Deus will kind of give a bit of a sigh. From what I know, there's myself. There is Amadeus Stroheim, which is my original name. I use Deus Strom now as a pseudonym to hide myself. There are still records of an Amadeus Stroheim. And there's more to said character. We know those existences. However, there could be an infinite number of myselves. However, I primarily believe that my being is split amongst these 3 individuals. One collective
hive mind, she
identity.
says.
So do you have multiple memories like of these other existences of you? Or do you know?
I do not know of the... I cannot go back and visualize the times that Maud spent in Akru. It is not a memory that I possess, because I have not been there. But I will have remembered it one day. I will have been able to.
History has a way of repeating itself.
Assuming that it was you, Deus, it could have been Amadeus or even Mort himself who did that. And the memories I picked up from Zazokra, they might not be yours. It might be one of the others. Of you strolling around Akru eating you call it a hot dog?
A circle bratwurst.
One of those, yes. Looked very very tasty. But either way, it might not be you.
It's possible.
So it's complicated, she says. I could attempt to delve deeper into his mind, but I have no idea what it could happen and what would happen. It would be extremely dangerous for Deus and for me.
Well, definitely wouldn't want to cause any danger. It was just a mere thought. Kind of trying to. I guess my thought process is thinking, comparing if he has the memories of past and future tenses of himself inside of him.
It's not like they're inside of him. I would say it's more like they're all connected. I don't understand souls well enough, but he's the same individual in
so here's a
existing
random
at the same time.
So
They're
here's
all
a random
connected.
question, Deuce. Are all of your fates intertwined?
I do not know. Truly. I know what I would like my fate to be. So that I could return and prevent this from ever happening, from ever being shunted forward and losing everything. But I do not know the fate of Mort, who said, and I do not know what the fate of Amadeus could be.
Have you tried to reach out to him? Well, I wouldn't want to reach out to them.
I have not reached out to
this Mort's character you've mentioned. Is this somebody we're trying to avoid or find?
For the time being, we have no reason to find him. Us as a group has no reason to find him or go out of our way to search of him.
If it's even possible, considering he's on a different timeline. Am I understanding this correctly?
He is,
No, were you?
His location is hard to pinpoint.
I was able to scry on him in a fairly unique situation when he is in this plane of existence somewhere. At least at the time he was, about a week ago.
So Mort's has mastered the time travel aspect. You've said that.
I won't say so much travel or mastered, perhaps. The
It is safe
machine.
to say he is extremely talented with the manipulation of timelines and reality, temporal locations, temporal fracturing and aspects. They are child's play, I would say to him.
This is yeah. It's quite the predicament, I guess.
It is worrisome. And I would love nothing more than to meet him But it would have to be alone.
Could
I could not risk your safety for something like this. Just for
I could make a meeting possible.
I would not want you to get involved. This is
think we
something
all-
that something that I should do.
Mine's understood.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I'm going to go take a rest for the night because this is a lot for me to wrap my head around.
I'm sorry if you have any unpleasant dreams about just the confusing nature of time travel.
I'm sure it'll just be a matter of starting thinking about something else. Take me a little bit, but it'll work out.
Lomi is wondering whether should give him a dream about a confusing nature of time travel now.
All right.
And Nero will slip off and go find him a nice cozy spot and start to hunker down.
Awesome.
Yeah, Lomi will find a corner, cast tiny hut,
Okay.
set the tiny hut to be like green,
Okay.
like the all of one of the leaves of the nearby, and then
Sure.
she's gonna
Blue's
sleep.
better.
Blue said,
Awesome.
okay.
Deus, are you keeping watch?
Yeah, Deus will. He'll keep watch.
Interesting how that works out.
Indeed.
So, the night will pass uneventfully. You are able to change out the watches and wake up the next morning.
The river turned into a river of lava.
You guys can smell ash, smoke on the air.
Deus
But
will.
not on the water. That's completely different.
Yeah, not on the water. There's a whole guitar if needed for that.
What's really fun is there's a lake nearby, a little pond nearby that does smoke on the water. If you show up any morning here in San Antonio, you go down to Lions Park, you can see it.
So wow, those dragons must be nearby.
Yep, I think we should maybe start getting ready. Deus is going to run over towards the ship and he's going to start casting Tiny Hut on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Oh, we're gonna fight him. Nice. Dragon parts. You could sell this for a lot of money. You can buy. You know how much magical ink you can buy for, dragon parts.
You know, the world doesn't just revolve around magical ink, Breezy.
It does for me.
It does for them.
it
They are
very
addicted
much
to
does.
it.
I miss having my own just budgeted supplies, Professor. It was so nice.
We really ought to.
Oh.
We really ought to buy a magical ink company and run it ourselves.
Jimmy looks at everything Deuce is wearing and goes, well, I'm pretty sure it doesn't actually revolve around your world doesn't actually revolve around it. I'm pretty sure living is what your world revolves around right now.
I have a fever, and the cure is more magical ink.
Jimmy looks at Breezy and opens his mouth, closes it, opens his mouth, closes it, and then just turns around and starts staring at the smoke. And you hear him muttering to himself.
Yeah. I'm glad you understand. And yeah, she is. Do I have anything I want to cast? No, that's concentration.
So are we fighting then? You stop talking about magic.
Yeah. I mean, unless there's like a bajillion of them.
Jimmy will cast level 4 aid on Tomo, Nero, and himself. So that's 15 max HP
Thanks, sir.
for the frontliners. and I'm extending it so it'll last for 16 hours.
Sweet.
Nice.
I'm sorry, it was 10 on Breezy.
I haven't cast that one yet, but I'm going to. And next it'll be a level 3 aid, and it'll be 10 for the spellcasters.
Yay!
Woo! It's the only way I can get to triple digits until next level up.
Jeez. I imagine it's like the Popeye music plays. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Breezy
just
flexes and it's like a little volcano.
Volcano
And
snow.
then because it's the one Jimmy cast on you, it sparks and hits you in the eye.
You know, it's the funny thing is like I think Breezy's like the third strongest person in the party.
Yeah.
Oh
you
yeah,
are.
no, she's definitely not weak.
I think we established she's actually stronger than Nero.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Tomo and Jimmy and then Breezy. You guys need to work out more. But
What's working out gonna do to me? I'm made of metal.
well, no, you're already in the lead. I'm talking about the others.
I got a -1 in strength. I don't think any. I think we're just gonna let it ride for now. There's no point in investing.
Let's see.
We'll get you a Thigh Master.
Get some Oak
Okay,
gauntlets, that'd be
so
fun.
I could try shaping water. Is that freeze water in 1 hour?
So is the assumption that we're going to attack these dragon things, or are we just going to get in the ship and go on about our business?
Well, they're gonna attack us.
Are they here?
I mean, you can smell the ash, right?
Well, I mean, that could be from a fire.
Eric,
Yes, ma'am.
Lumi is going to. She's trying to do this stealthily.
Sure.
So 12, she just kind of flies towards the canopies of the trees to see where if there's any fire smoke coming from anywhere. So she kind of flies up.
You
Just
see
to try to
smoke
get-
stretching from the east all the way to the south. Across the entire horizon, it rises like a curtain up into the sky.
How far is it?
Far away, approximately 3 miles.
And do I see any animals or anything, any creatures flying?
Oh, you see hundreds, if not thousands, of birds fleeing the area,
Going east.
coming towards you.
Coming towards us. So sorry, let me say. The fire is on the east then.
From east
Towards
to,
where-
from east to south. It's an
East to
entire
south.
long arc, the jungle.
Okay. And we are going southeast, aren't we?
Yes.
She sighs. And she flies down, comes towards Jimmy and Tomo and say, there is a huge fire, the column of smoke all the way from the east to south, about 3 miles away. Hundreds of birds and creatures just running towards this side of the forest. They're coming toward our direction. I don't know how
guessing-
long they were going to be. They're at least 3 miles away.
I'm guessing the smoke is going pretty high up.
Yes, she says.
I
It
don't know
is
how well
going
we'll
pretty high up.
be able to fly around up over that.
We may have to change our course and go northeast, perhaps.
Great south too.
I actually might have something to cover us, to allow us to escape. Daesh is going to cast hallucinatory terrain.
Cool. That's an
Oh,
awesome
okay.
spell.
Yeah, it is.
And so he's going to make it seem like there's like a giant. So we're in a clearing, right?
Yeah. on
We're
the
just
edge of
gonna
the
make it
little
look
stream,
like
yeah.
we're just gonna make it look like there's like a very large mountain just blocking off this clearing.
Cool.
Just covering up the entire clearing. And it's gonna extend as far as it can, 150 feet, to make it look kind of natural.
Understood?
Cool.
Very cool.
It is very cool.
I forgot I had this spell, and I was checking my spell book after the long rest.
what's your spell DC?
It is a 17.
So the
Intelligence check.
Yeah. So the passive insight or perception creatures needs to be at least 17 to notice it.
So, after you cast this, it takes 10 minutes for this to be cast. You will hear the rumble before they arrive. The ground begins to shake, and you guys feel what sounds like a stampede heading in your direction. Are there any preparations you'd like to do? They will be here in 30 seconds. You have 5 rounds.
That's not dragons. That just sounds like a lot of animals. Maybe we should leave.
I do not think that's such a bad idea.
I don't know if we have enough time to leave at 30 seconds. They're like, I can see them.
Don't worry.
How far away is everyone from the boat?
Don't worry. I'll cover us. They'll go around us.
24 seconds.
Is it just animals? Like, can we see them?
You can start seeing them, and they start parting.
Nero's hiding.
They are moving around the camp.
Yeah.
Because of the mountain. Nero's hiding.
The birds are flying around and over. The beasts, the leopards, the tigers, the elephants and giraffes.
Eric,
Yes?
I can't speak with the animals, and I want to hear what the animals are saying.
They're screaming and running. Get out, get out, get out. Come on, children! As you see a rhino barrel through just around about 150 feet away from you.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all running away. These are all the animals running away. The dragons haven't gotten here yet.
Yeah, so they haven't been... We don't know if they can detect the illusion or not.
For the record, animals, dumb beasts, have an intelligence score so low that it is impossible for them to succeed, except for this one squirrel who rolled a nat 20 and runs right through the camp.
Yep.
Wait, stop him. Wait, how many dragons are there? Ask him.
Are you going to try to catch the squirrel?
Do we have a reaction to grab squirrel?
If you want to do an opportunity attack on the squirrel, I will allow you to try to grapple the squirrel. I'm going to set the DC of the squirrel. 1d20 plus 5 and a 15. If you attempt to grapple squirrel, I need an athletics check of a 15. Breezy grabs the squirrel.
Pounces on it. Squirrel!
Calm down. Wait, I can't talk to him. Louis!
You can talk to him, he just doesn't understand
Where are you
you.
running from? Where are you running from? She asked the squirrel.
The fire! The fire!
What is causing the fire? Did you see? Did the other animals tell you?
The squirrel stops, looks at Breezy, looks at you. Trees are burning.
Ask him how many dragons there are.
Louis looks at. I'm not sure whether he knows what a dragon is. Did you see any dragons? Anything? How did the trees start to burn?
I don't know how they started to burn. My house burnt down. I'm escaping. If you know anything, you'll escape too. Hold on to your nuts.
Jimmy looks down and sighs.
He looks just like he's just saying his house is burned down. He doesn't know anything.
He's a squirrel, guys.
That's what Louis saying. He doesn't know anything.
Yep.
Breezy will reach into her bag and pull out some trail mix from her rations. And she'll give him some.
Okay.
She'll just say, "Sorry for grabbing you," and then she'll put him down.
He's going to fill his cheeks with a pile of trail mix and run. Does
Bye.
anyone else want to grapple squirrel? No. Okay.
The
squirrel escapes.
That's the important thing. Well, I don't think we can fight a wildfire. Well, maybe I can. There is a spring right there. We could use the water, but
It is 3 miles away.
Well, I guess the dragons aren't going to show up. We might as well just leave then.
I believe that would be a smart decision. Dave will drop the tiny hut around the cart.
Okay.
So the ship, I mean, so everyone can
Sure.
get in.
Well, you have to be. Yes. Yeah. The mechanics said, yeah, you have to be inside the tiny hut anyway, so you just have to leave the tiny hut.
Yep.
All right, so I'm planning on taking the southwest. We'll go around the fire.
Whatever course you see that would be the smartest, Jimmy, I would say would probably be the best bet.
Well, like, I mean, going back the way we came is just going to make us lose time.
Is there a way to somewhat proceed in the same direction? I mean, I guess we won't really know till we get up that high.
Yeah, we need to see how high the smoke goes. So
Okay.
right now, once they're on the boat, Jimmy's going to start taking the ship just straight up.
Cool. You take the ship straight up. You can see in the distance the smoke, the flames. Is everyone on board the ship, I assume? Yes?
Yeah. Yeah, Nero would have tied himself off
Yeah.
with some rope again.
Understood.
Yeah, of course.
Check marking that is good. As you guys look off into the distance, you can see the fires. It's nasty. I'm going to go ahead and show you the fires. As you come up and look over there, the smoke, you could pass through that. It's not blocking.
Do we see any dragons walking around in it?
You do not.
Do we see which way the fire has come from? What direction?
The smoke is drifting in your direction, so it is coming from the southeast.
Well, that's the way the smoke is drifting. I'm talking about the origination of the fire.
Oh,
The smoke goes by the wind.
yeah, the origination of the fire, that's hard to tell. It's spreading from a line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it look like dragon breath caused this, Eric?
Yes.
Not very. Lumi's just like this.
Notice I
was caused
didn't
by
ask you to
dragon
roll
fire.
any checks on that.
Exactly. Does it look like a big dragon just went in a big freaking line? 3
Depends
mile
on your
long.
definition of big.
It's size of a mosquito.
Humongous? So I don't know. Is he a very big dragon?
I'm going to go
Would
up.
it be-
I'm going to go up a little higher.
Okay.
So like this.
Yeah, Lumi just like, we should go up higher, Jimmy.
Sure.
Yeah, I want it to be like near the very top of the smoke, if nothing,
Sure.
lower than that. So I want to be pretty high up. And then I'm
Nero
going to keep
would-
going.
Yeah. While he's flying up, Nero would kind of actively be like looking in a little more of an upward direction because that's the general
Sure.
way we're heading, just to see if something might be above the smoke or as we come into the clearing.
You see a number of clouds. They're nice and puffy and opaque.
That's kind of what we're trying to get between the smoke and the clouds here.
Or do we want to get into the clouds and use them as
I mean,
cover?
I won't be able to see either way then. If we get attacked, I'll go into a cloud, but I like being able to see where I'm going.
That
Is
tracks.
anyone able to cast invisibility?
I am.
Or would that... Can we cast invisibility on the ship?
No.
No, he's a creature.
Nice try, though.
Can you
That's
do
what
it
I was
on
thinking.
object?
That's
Action.
hallucinatory terrain around the trip to make it, or the ship to make it look like air or a cloud.
A flying cloud. Yes.
What the heck? Let's take a
Oh
look
my
at this.
god.
That was
There's a
that
possibility.
was I
of that.
was gonna suggest. Yeah,
Let's
just hallucinatory
see.
terrain.
Natural terrain. The natural terrain is the sky. Because we're
We have-
flying.
We now have a name for the boat, Nimbus.
The terrain is technically the sky because the boat is the vehicle. So
Let's take a look
if you make it
here.
look like natural terrain, and clouds are part of sky.
All right. So, yes, you can do so. However, the spell doesn't move. So you can make a cloud. Absolutely. You can absolutely make a cloud that you guys can see out of. And it will
But it won't stick to the ship. And
it
move
won't
with
stick to the
us.
ship.
Dang.
Can anybody cast fog cloud? Because that's centered on a person and it follows us.
Fog Cloud would work.
I have Cloud Kill.
No.
That would work. Just saying. It's just that you guys would have to deal with that.
Lumi has wondered whether
I love that whole visual concept of we're going to cast Cloud Kill and we're going to use it as camouflage.
yeah, I mean, if we were just immune to poison, we'd be fine.
Right.
I am.
There you go. Nero will be okay. He's happy with that plan. Just what's the name of the item that makes a bottle of endless whatever?
Endless smoke and the ever smoking bottle. We're not doing that. That's why you don't guys have access to that. I don't put that in games anymore because it is a broken item.
As long as you can see through it, it is.
Well, Jimmy, whatever you think is the correct action, man, let's roll with it.
I'm just going southeast. I'm going just above the smoke, below the clouds. We're zooming.
Awesome. Can I get perception checks from everyone?
That's not good.
Come on, dice. They hate me. All right.
Perception.
Almost sees everything.
Awesome. Tomo, with your all-white eyes, you look down over the edge of the ship from the front. We've established that's where you travel on board this ship, correct?
Yeah.
You look down, and on the forest floor, you see serpentine forms dragging flaming green wings around, lighting fires. Each of these forms has two heads. When they catch something alive, they pour acid on it or breathe fire down upon it and consume the thing. You see one or two of these, and then you see a writhing mass of them wrapped around some kind of structure. They're digging at it, clawing at it, tearing it apart. A big block of wood gets thrown away, and several of these creatures worm their way inside. They come out holding arms and legs. You realize there was a cabin here. As you guys continue flying?
Yeah, Tomo just frowns and relays that to the party.
Okay.
I don't know if we've been able to take them out anyway. We were too far away to save them if we wanted to.
You look down and you will see a ruin of a large ship in the middle of the jungle, charred and acid burnt, the rigging torn and shredded. Around it, a number of skeletons. There's still a few of these serpent-like creatures crawling about it. And you guys...
What kind of ship does it look like?
It looks like an ocean-going vessel.
How is it in the middle of the jungle?
I can't answer that from where you're this high.
Does the ship look like it's roughly the same size as ours?
No, it's significantly larger. This is easily a ship that could handle 40 or 50 people.
Dudes.
Yeah.
What was the previous entry that you just read about something about fire and dragons and a ship being burnt or something like that?
Yeah. And he'll flip back to the pages. Where was it? The first blast of acid. Before because yeah, here we are. Blades flashed, spells roared. The skiff lurched and barked as we tore down the ones we could reach and dodged the ones we couldn't. Every second above the jungle was a second snatched back from death. By day's end, the ship is crippled, the crew bloodied and burned, and Lycia, ash on the wind.
Looks a lot like what we're looking at in a way, doesn't it?
How many of those dragons are surrounding the?
The ship?
Yeah.
Oh, a good 30 or 40 of them.
Oh,
Yeah, we need to
shoot.
go. We need to go.
Well, never mind.
Kick
Yeah.
this thing into gear, Jimmy. Let's go.
What do you think I'm doing?
You guys.
Nero starts going like this. Starts trying to help it go.
How far are we from the ship?
Oh, how high are you, Jimmy?
I'm
How-
right at like the very wisps of the smoke on top, right between them and the clouds. So I'm pretty high.
Okay, so 1,000 feet, maybe more.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, good enough. Okay,
So,
understood.
yep. As you guys sail over, one of these dragons is going to eventually roll a natural 20 and is going to look up at the skyship flying very high up and not be interested in you guys.
Beautiful.
Because he has food in front of him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why deal with that way far away when I can eat what's right here?
Mm-hmm.
He was having a beautiful time with Vagradan and his spawns, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Man. Too bad there was too many of those things around that ship. We could have seen if there was anything, valuable in there. If there was like a
Yeah.
merchant ship or something.
Mhm.
I wonder how it got into the middle of the jungle.
Hey, Breezy.
Okay.
What?
You got the map thing, or did you gave it to Jimmy? But maybe we should just bookmark this on the map. We could probably try to come back later.
Yeah, if the ship doesn't burn down. But yeah, I guess it's worth a shot.
The ship is on fire right now, so
It's on
Yeah, but-
fire. It's going to burn down.
True, but that means it would be easier to find magic items because I'm assuming magic items wouldn't burn up.
Yeah,
Correct.
I guess. Yeah, I guess we can mark it on the map. Jimmy,
What?
mark it on the map.
I'm flying the ship. You do it. Let me take my hands off the wheel and see what happens to the ship while I look at the map.
does he do it?
No.
Oh my damn. More reason
Breezy
for Nero to be tied down.
Yeah,
Breezy
exactly.
will go to the map and she will mark down where it is.
Okay, understood.
I guess that would be survival.
Sure. Thank you. The mark is nowhere near where you guys are.
Fair enough. Not. God damn it.
Not with the
Okay.
9, no.
Okay, I marked it.
Yep. There's a mark on the map somewhere between Asatoro and the coast. We'll give you that much.
Yeah.
Fair?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know that there's certain players
I,
who are like, damn it.
I could have done
Yeah.
guidance. I could have done borrowed knowledge. I could have done all that, but I didn't want to because it's funnier this way.
It is funnier this way.
It is, yeah.
All right. So, after the better part of an hour, you guys will leave this area behind and continue off into the jungle. Unmolested by the spawn of
There it
Vagradan.
is. There it is.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. You
There
you
it
see nothing.
is. There it is. That's the little pelican there.
Little toucan.
Yeah, the toucan. Thank you, Coin. I know this.
For those
map.
who don't know, one of my players on Wednesday night likes to graffiti my maps and my
Yep.
setting images, and sometimes you will find these little drawings. And
Yeah,
this
yeah,
one is a
why not?
toucan.
toucan over there.
That's a fucking huge toucan.
It's
It's a-
massive. Yeah, it's
more like
a
a
giant
dodo bird.
toucan.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
Of an entire treetop. Holy hell.
We introduce to you the dire toucan of Shao.
Exactly. It's canon now.
Yep. Beware, he can crush a man's skull with a single bite.
Exactly.
Be glad I don't put them in the game.
Yeah.
They're intensely stealthful unless viewed from above.
I wondered what they're gonna. Yeah. somebody's gonna somebody's gonna have to stop those dragons.
Somebody.
They're going towards Asatoro.
Yep.
Hmm.
Oh.
Perhaps we should notify them.
I don't have the ability to do that. Someone else would have to send a message to Sokotai or to someone.
Yes. Well, Deus is able to. My methods are more intrusive.
You look over at Deuce, and he's reading that big book once again.
Like,
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I didn't know I was muted. I was muted on Discord, so then I muted, and then I started talking, but then I realized my mic itself was muted, so I was like, what the hell's going on here? Yeah, Dave, actually, Deus cannot, oh, no, he can. I have it prepared.
yeah, Lumi
Yeah.
say we should send a missive to Sokotai. You remember her?
Deus does. I do not. Who are they again?
The priestess, the
Oh, yes.
paladin of
the
Sil in a
Yusil.
church.
Yes. Yes, the place I sent my demon rat to go find their ink. Yes.
Who failed miserably.
What? What did you do?
Nothing. I did nothing.
Lumi looks at Jimmy, looks back at Deus, and then looks at Breezy. It's like, I'm trying to understand how you feel.
Jimmy didn't hear it. He's busy driving the ship. He's not really paying any attention to most people.
So,
That's fine.
so what exactly would you like me to tell
Just,
them?
well, tell Sokotai, warn her that there is a horde of two-headed dragons that can spill. I don't know. Just say there's a horde of dragons, Dracolings, destroying everything between.
There's a large amount of two-headed dragons about
yes,
1 or 2 days southeast of Asatoro.
exactly. She points at Breezy. That will suffice.
Okay. Deus will What was it? What was the title that we were given from the Temple of Usul?
We were given a title, yes.
From the event.
Eric rolled.
Better to introduce the group than just for a dude.
Yep. The title is Eric forgot it, and I keep all my records. 1 second.
Something to do with the sun.
Ah,
The title was
Seen by the Sun.
Yep, that's the one.
Seen by
Yep.
the sun.
Seen by the Sun.
Okay.
I eventually
Deus
found
will-
where I put it in my notes.
Yeah.
I've got a lot more notes.
Deus will get it ready to Sokotai.
Okay. And what are we sending?
I'm trying to figure. I don't want to. How do I phrase this? This is the Seen by the Sun. Is that grammatic? Is that, I don't know why that just sounds grammatically incorrect. I don't know. We're gonna go. This is the Seen by the Sun. A horde of dual-headed dragons is terrorizing the jungle southeast of Asatoro.
are you casting sending?
Yeah,
It only has 25 words. Be careful.
He's got 7 left.
Okay.
yeah.
I wonder if
I love the fact that-
exchange between her
Did you interrupt
and
him right now, Breezy?
Well, no.
Because
No,
at that
that-
point,
What's getting into my words?
Was that in
It's
character,
too important.
Breezy?
Yeah, no, it wasn't
there
in
you
character.
go. Oh,
Because
man.
she would be able to recognize him casting the spell, so she wouldn't.
Okay.
Yes, I got 7.
But she would also
Um,
interrupt him and ask him. It's really easy.
We've we got the dragons. What are dragons?
In fact, you know what?
That's the Toro. Terrace in the jungle.
Go ahead.
I believe they are Vagrodan's spawn. Send.
Okay.
You got mail.
And
It's like the AOL instant messaging boot up sound because we're in the middle of a jungle just trying to send it.
all right, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I think I got that right. Yeah, here we go. We know of them. We do not believe they will wander here. They have been preventing travel to the sea. Shine in Usul's light.
Sakatai knows all.
No, but she was told by another group, namely the Toivo and Trainwreck.
They've been burning shit for a minute. All right.
For the record, the Trainwreck also left these dragons behind, dealing havoc. So you guys are not the first, nor will you be the last.
Yeah, but we can't fight all of them. We're not level 20.
They weren't level 20 at the time either. They were level 12. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep. It's been a long time. In fact, they're not level 20 now. They're fighting the big bad evil guy at level 18.
Daves will go ahead and there we go. Well, apparently she's already well aware of their existence. They don't believe they will travel towards the Sitoro. As far as Sokota is concerned, the only thing that they have really been doing is preventing travel towards the sea. She also told us to shine in Usel's light. Take that how you will, I'm not a man of religion.
That's the guy who literally just claimed a religious title.
Yep.
Listen, I'm just trying to fit in with the culture, you know. I could be like, "Yo, what's up? It's that dude who was casting spells in your arena. I'm gonna invade your head now. I need information, dude."
Didn't Deus like pray to Zerut?
No, I casted divination to
Well,
try to contact
Mm-hmm.
to see if someone existed.
yeah,
Contact the god.
yeah.
Yep.
Hey, don't hate me. It's on the additional wizard spell list. All right.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
All right. So, you guys can sail along for an entire another day.
Beautiful. That's what we do.
Anything you guys want to do today? You guys go ahead and land at
yeah,
night.
I
Drive the ship
will
and land
once
at night.
again keep reading my dwarvish book.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nero would ask Jimmy, "Hey, you mind helping me and let me try to land the ship?"
You know, I'll let you try to fly it. I'm not letting you try to land it yet. You got to
Alright.
prove to me that you can actually fly it relatively well, and then I'll let you try to land it.
All right, that's fair.
Dwarves are dangerous over short distances.
Sweet.
We're also
Yep.
dangerous over long distances.
I would like some stone with my meat, or with my ale.
No one ever says that.
She is saying so she got another 23.
Awesome.
So Nero's now proficient with air vehicles.
Cool.
Yeah.
23. Where is that?
Yeah, no, and Jimmy is every time he says something that doesn't make sense, Jimmy's chastising you.
Oh no,
Beautiful.
it is perfectly grammatically correct. It's just
No, it's the phrasing of like they never do that. Like, what are you talking about?
it's just based on complete nonsense because she's saying
Yeah.
silly things. So wow, 46. Dang, I'm rolling well. Hey, by this rate, I mean, oh look, Jimmy, how many languages do you know?
4.
Look, I think I know a thing or two about learning languages. Okay.
Listen, it's not learning the language. It's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. Oh, you only get a flat D20 on these rolls. There's no bonus to them.
Exactly.
My-
That's why I only roll a d20.
Well, it's from a feat that I took.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So how much did Breezy just gain in Dwarvish?
another 23.
Listen, it's not that you don't speak right. It's what you're saying that's wrong.
My beard is so long, I'm tripping on it.
Okay, that one actually does happen sometimes.
I should shave this. Wow, they don't have a word for shave. How interesting.
Yeah, because no one shaves. Why would they? They're dwarves.
Why
But
don't
what if someone like
do you
I
still
guess
have your?
I guess I could use haircut.
Have
Yeah,
you
this-
got?
At this
They don't
point,
usually
Deus
do
will
that
remember.
either.
Is there a word for trim? Now Deus is curious about the dwarven language. He's like, after this weird fact, there's
There-
no
there-
shave word.
There's a word for styling your hair, like on top of your head. But that's actually kind of interesting. I guess if they ever needed to talk about their beards, they'd use that. It's just haircut, but
They don't even really cut their hair. They
Yeah.
braid it. They fold it. There's not a whole lot of sharp objects that goes near dwarven hair. Now,
it's not. It's
some of those words do come up in metal and stone smithing, though. So
Jimmy, do you still have your belt?
how do
The
they
belt
do
of dwarven kind?
he looks down at the belt he's wearing. Yes.
I need a 1d2, right?
Warforged can't grow beards.
With the belt they can.
I would.
I will say, okay, well, if you're gonna let that go, I will let it. I'll roll with
I
it.
will absolutely
Chainmail
let that
beard.
go. It is a magic item.
Okay,
Sir,
one.
No beard.
no beard.
Illumi would say, "Why don't you lend it to Breezy? Won't she understand the dwarven language if she wears it? Like instantly, you won't get any of these shoes you're getting right now, Breezy."
you can't rush learning knowledge. It's the
What?
journey. The journey is the destination.
Mm,
Is she still speaking? Is she still speaking in Dwarvish?
Yes.
We're like, what is she saying?
If I let her have the belt, then
yes.
I'm gonna lose many opportunities to scold her.
I've almost got it. This is actually
Understood.
pretty easy. There's
For the
actually a
record, if
surprising
you
amount.
guys want to, we can canonize that Mongolian is equal to Dwarvish.
I like
Like-
Mongolian.
Yeah.
You. Yeah.
I don't know what that means. Sorry.
It,
I don't speak
it's a
Dwarvish.
song. It's
Breaking
a
walls.
song on YouTube by this Mongolian metal band.
Okay.
Um,
Are we talking The Who?
yeah, the Who.
Yeah, the Who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like The Who.
Not to be confused with the Who.
No.
Though I guess you could say behind Breezy's blue eyes, there's a lot of dwarvish going on. I like how we wrap that around. Anyway, it's she's just gonna be goofing off and teasing people and saying silly things in dwarvish for the rest of the day.
Cool. Awesome. Anything else you guys want to do today? No? All right.
Oh, Jimmy can't really do anything while he's steering about.
Understood.
So,
You guys can land for the night.
yeah.
All right. When everybody is setting up camp and they're distracted,
Yep.
Breezy is once again going to plant a bee.
All right.
Jimmy wasn't distracted because he doesn't actually like sleep in a tent. He sits on a log and powers down.
Well, yeah, but getting the camp ready, putting stuff up.
I mean, we have the bag of beans. You might as well plant the beans.
Yeah, but Jimmy doesn't need to eat, doesn't need to sleep, doesn't need to breathe. He basically sits on a log and watches everyone else do things.
All right.
Yeah,
So with an 81,
now that
please roll 1d4 plus 3.
Oh yes, it's the good one.
Oh God.
Well, 1d4 plus 3.
Yes.
7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7.
6.
Pretty good.
That's nice because you got 6 players. So
what is this?
a nest full of 6 eggs springs up.
Oh God.
Breezy, you're aware of what this does.
Yes, she holds her.
You hear an exclamation that rings through the jungle.
Randomly choosing amongst equally low scores. Okay. Oh well, yeah. That's the
would be
problem.
amazing.
You just have to be careful. Okay, so Breezy's gonna go and pick up the eggs, and then she's gonna bring them over to the others. Okay. So these are magic eggs, and if you eat them, they'll make you stronger. But they could also blow you up.
What?
So what?
Oh,
Yeah.
Huh.
You've heard.
I don't believe you, Breezy. But we'll test the theory.
What?
Jimmy
what
will
are the odds?
he'll cast bless on himself, and then he'll go give me one of those eggs.
Let's see. A creature that eats any egg.
You can
It's
be
it's a con saving throw.
Yeah,
So
just for mechanics, we could really break a character here if we allow one person to consume more than one. So
Yes.
yeah. If everyone's, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, kind of tempted, but I'm pretty sure Breezy would die. She only has a con of +1.
Breezy do a super tank.
And then Jimmy turns his R off on her.
All right, yeah. So Jimmy, eat it. Okay, eat it.
All right. Jimmy eats it.
okay, need a Constitution
Hold
saving
on.
throw of a DC 20,
Oh.
please.
1d20 plus 1d4 plus
20. Oh God.
Yes, it is.
what I roll. Oh, I have my inspiration.
You're gonna use inspiration.
Wait.
This is
No, you
1d20.
have your.
Hold
Don't
on.
you have your aura?
It's already
That's
built
all
in.
right.
Added in.
That's what's plus 12.
Okay.
Your aura is +12.
No, my con save is plus 12.
Oh,
All right, so the inspiration is used. You get 1d20 here, not both.
Yep, I got 1d12. I only rolled 1d20 before. 1d20 plus 4 plus 12.
Yep.
There you go, 20.
All right. So, what is your lowest ability score?
It's my int at 9, which will now be a 10.
Yay, you lose the penalty to your intelligence.
Yep, I sure do.
Awesome. Anyone else want to go ahead and eat an egg?
Yeah. We all should
Yep.
eat the egg.
Fuck it. I'll eat one.
All right, Nero,
Jimmy will go,
Roll
hold on, guys. Hold on.
hold on.
It kind of made my stomach a little upset, so let me help people out here a little bit. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to because I mostly like you guys. And Jimmy will, let's see. Given my spell slots here, I will use a 3rd level slot, and I will cast Bless on. We'll go Nero, Breezy, and who's going to be the other person to eat an egg with this in this next minute?
I mean, there's enough for one for everybody.
Yes, but remember my spell lasts for 1 minute.
Oh, I got blessed too, so I can make sure everyone's.
I mean,
blessed.
I do. Okay. So who's going to eat the 4th egg?
Is it automatically your lowest?
Yes.
Will get
Yes.
improved by
It
one?
is your lowest, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Dave should get a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
They'll go from an 8 to a 9 in strength.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll give it a shot.
All right, so Deuce will get the bless, and everyone gets my aura. So it'll be your con save plus 1d4 plus 5.
Okay.
All right. Here's Nero's.
Uh-oh.
Plus
No,
5.
That's it.
Plus
that's
5.
five.
I make it.
23. He
All
makes
right.
it.
So Nero, go ahead and increase your lowest ability score by 1. What was it?
It was my strength from 11 to 12 now.
Nice. That's a big boost.
11 was your lowest. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Deuce makes it shockingly.
Lumi will try.
So Deuce gets stronger with the strength score. Luminostra will increase which score?
Hey, score. Everybody's score is
Everyone's dubstep with strength.
Mine was intelligence.
Okay.
Yours was intelligence.
What does your take your strength to, Luminostra?
12.
Awesome.
Man, I was the only one to not. I think that Deuce had a low one too. So
All right. Breezy.
You know what? She's gonna try it.
They're her eggs.
Yeah, just make sure I have inspiration.
You have inspiration.
You wanna
Just
let Thelma when you
checking.
do this as well?
Yeah. Sure.
So wait, it's just con save. So it's con save.
DC 20.
Yeah, I gotta go to beyond 20 to add the blessing bonus. Beyond more options.
Quick effects.
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 Yep.
Bless. There we go.
There we go.
All right, and then because she only has a con mod of +1.
Would
so
you like to use that
I-
inspiration?
I am
You
going to use my inspiration.
you were actually close there with Jimmy's aura. We're close.
I will use my inspiration. Try again.
Sure.
Woo!
You will succeed. Increasing which score by 1?
Her lowest score is her strength, so she's going from 12 to 13.
Got
The
it?
lowest that was 12. Man, that's good.
Yeah.
Shadow.
Breezy is the Ubermensch.
You can now wear heavy armor.
Even
Yeah.
perfect spellcaster.
Now we look over at Mr. Tomo. Tomo, would you eat an egg?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone else is doing it. That's not what the
Because
cool
you're
people
taking
do.
eggs. Who can take eggs? Do
Jimmy,
you?
Jimmy will bless Tomo.
Okay, here we go.
Con save of a DC 20. Is it 22? You're fine.
Yay!
Easy money.
What's your
That's
score that
really-
increases, Tomo?
Intelligence from 12 to 13.
Awesome. And this is why DC 20s are not to be feared in D&D.
To be fair, none of them even used my aura.
Right.
I did.
I did.
Yeah.
No, actually, Breezy's was not. Breezy's was the 21 was. You rolled an 18.
How big's your aura?
My aura is 10 feet, but it's +5.
+5.
But the only person who needed it was Nero.
Yep.
We all level 10.
Oh yeah, it's because I got lucky.
I mean,
Yep.
I
the
rolled
way the dice
18.
roll, though.
Better be lucky than good, they say.
Yeah. Breezy's just like, see, I told you the beans were worth it.
I feel kind of smarter. It's weird that Breezy made me smarter. I mean, I had to second guess this now.
I make everybody
Oh.
smarter.
No, you you make me feel a lot more pain. I don't know if that's smart or not.
You know, pain is an excellent teacher. That's what,
Not
that's what
always.
Master Rafaj
Oh.
used to say.
Oh, so Pain's an excellent teacher. You see Jimmy pull out a ball peen hammer from like
Oh
his
yeah.
backpack
Please
and walk
do it.
towards Breezy. Would you like to learn tonight, Breezy?
No.
Oh, okay. he puts the hammer away and he walks back to his thumb, chuckling.
Beans were totally worth it. I think if we get lucky, we could do it again. Or I could summon a mummy lord. She's gonna just mutter under her breath.
What?
No, or we can get to a
nothing.
cool castle if we roll 100.
Yeah, it could be a
So,
castle, or it could be a giant beanstalk, or it could summon a hungry boulette. It could be anything. It could even be a boat.
I don't think it can actually be about.
I mean, if you get one of the leaves from the giant beanstalk, you could probably make a boat.
Okay.
Imagine if you just bury all of them at once.
I think we only got one left, right?
I don't know.
No, that was one for each of us. We all ate the eggs.
Yeah,
No, I
but
meant
The
beans.
beans.
Oh yeah, there's only one bean left.
There's
Hey, now-
nothing left.
I got a good feeling about this one.
Hey, now,
It's my lucky bean.
now my lowest save is only a +8.
Don't flick the bean.
This, you'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to plant this, and it's going to be something amazing.
6 more eggs.
That would be pretty crazy.
That would be very crazy. Yep.
Ironically, Eric, even if
She's so
me and
adamant.
eaten all those eggs, I wouldn't have a stat higher than 12.
I understand.
Breezy's so adamant. It's gonna be something even cooler. Just 6 more eggs.
Nope, it's gonna end up being a mummy lord. I'm calling it now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have to roll a 90. We'll see. How do I?
Lord.
Where's?
We would destroy a mummy lord.
Oh yeah.
I will probably have a few minions.
It's
let's
literally inside the sarcophagus, inside the pyramid. So yeah,
Yeah.
it is a
That'd be a
mummy
whole
lord's
dungeon.
lair at CR 15.
Yep.
So it is
You're
a big,
not
big dungeon crawl.
prepared.
You never know.
The mummy lord
So essentially,
is gonna own y'all.
we would summon it, but it would be somewhere, and we wouldn't know.
Right.
No, it's the pyramid sprouts in front of us, but we have to go into the pyramid and do all the stuff.
Oh, cast fast friends on everything.
I mean, we don't. But you're just gonna make a adventure pyramid and not go into it? How do I manage character settings? No. Oh, here we go. Over other modifier. There we go. What's happening?
People are
fine.
laughing. That's all.
Oh,
After eating the egg, generally stomach starts making grinding noises and he vents out an expert slot.
An export slot, yeah.
Export slot.
dude,
Yeah.
I have 4 stats that are odd. This is gonna drive me crazy.
It's awesome.
It's funny you mentioned that because that just made all of my stats even. So now my OCD is good to go.
Oh god, her strength, her con,
My-
her wisdom,
my
and her charisma are all odd numbers.
Cool.
Oh, this is
So,
driving me nuts.
Anything else you'd like to do this evening other than lay some eggs?
No, that's nothing. Wow, Breezy's just gonna be being smug all evening because everyone was ragging her on the beans, but it ended up working out because everything always turns up Breezy.
Right.
Nothing bad is ever going to happen. It's all smooth sailing from here.
Says the person who
Nothing-
has died.
Nothing bad ever happens to the Almahirs, okay?
Everything is going to be great.
Yep. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys can go ahead and take a long rest.
Yay.
Where's that long rest button?
Smash that long rest button.
Go ahead
Click
and
the
confirm
bell.
it. Yep.
Subscribe.
Hey,
Sign up
guys.
for the notification.
Remember to
Give me your
subscribe.
email address.
You want to go ahead and dodge those ads here on Twitch? Go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate
You want to
that.
break from the ads?
Yeah. All right. So, you guys wake up the next morning.
Yay, let's go.
Taking off.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
do you think we'll make it to the coast by now? How far are we?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Hey,
Does
Jimmy,
anyone
have
have
the map
cartographer's
easier?
tools?
No,
Nope.
not me.
Have what tools?
Cartographers. Do I
No.
have it? Let me see. Hold on,
I don't
this
think
spell.
anyone has them on their person.
No,
Hey.
Breezy does not.
Definitely not.
So you do
What-
not
what
know
am
how
I
far away you are.
What do you got, Nero?
Hey,
How about it, Tin Man? Hey, how about letting me fly the ship today? I think I can do
All
it.
right. Well, if I shake it all, I'm taking it away from you. So be careful.
That's understood.
All right. So, with your proficiency, let's roll your dexterity plus your proficiency score to see how well you drive the ship.
I thought you said that air vehicles was wisdom.
It's wisdom? Wisdom. Do wisdom.
Oh yeah. It's basically a survival roll.
Yep. Air vehicle
Hey.
with the 10. He doesn't crash it, generally.
Jimmy's holding on. He's giving you the death glare as you're flying. And he's like, "One more shake, and I'm coming over there."
It's my first time really doing it by myself. I'll get it. I'll get better.
He gets mighty close to those trees, but doesn't scratch the paint. Just gets that whole little... Have you guys ever ridden in the car with a fresh driver and it's that whole swerve too much and swerve too far the other way?
Yeah, he's feeling it out. He's getting the feel for it.
Yeah. It's like
Oh,
driving
nice.
your first airboat. You're going to hit everything.
Yeah.
46.
You guys have
plus
never
34.
driven an airboat. They're tons of fun, but hella hard to drive.
Breezy reached 70, so she now speaks Dwarvish.
Awesome.
that
Congratulations,
in there.
Breezy.
Yay! She's really happy. She finishes the book and she just closes it with like that final snap. And she's smiling over at Jimmy. She's gonna just say, "Thanks for helping me learn Dwarvish, Jimmy. I appreciate it."
Make sure you don't say dumb things in Dwarvish, please. You're going to, but try not to.
You
Let's
realize her accent's going to be really thick, regardless of being able to understand the language. Yeah, the accent's going to be really thick and hick.
I mean, that's gonna be very normal for anyone who's not Dwarvish in general.
I mean, she has a thick accent in common.
True.
This is a person from like
Dwarvish.
Mississippi speaking Mongolian.
Not as thick as Auntie Narina's.
There we go. That's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th language.
Good lord.
Awesome. So, what are you guys doing today? Today I'm going to be a little bit more intense on what you guys are doing. We skipped yesterday because yesterday really didn't matter. It was a travel day. But today I kind of want to find out what you guys are doing. So, Breezy, you were doing Dwarvish. Deuce?
Yeah.
You reading your book?
Yeah, and he'll also go up towards Nero once like he's kind of like stabilized it a bit, once we're a little smoother. And he'll go over to him. About the ship we found yesterday in the ditch. I don't believe it's the one in the book. I've been able to do more translations, and they are able to make it all the way to the coast with their skiff and take off with the skiff.
Okay.
However, I wish that was all that it entailed. Apparently they met a man. Or they will meet a man. Goes by the name of Valen Straytide. Apparently he's been marooned along this coast for a few months now. From what I've been able to translate so far, it does not appear to be any threat. If anything, from what I've read, they actually made a deal with him. Provided him passage back to mainland. Or a more main area of land, I should say. The only thing is that the day after, we should expect a large storm. I'm just conveying this all to Nero.
Noted. Valen Stormtide? Is that what you said his name was?
Straytide. Let me
Straight
put it in the chat.
How does a tide stray?
Well, it creeps up on the bank and then it strays away when it recedes.
But is that straying? I mean, because it's always doing the same thing.
I suppose the question is, where does it originate from? Because if it originates farther back and then goes forward, is it straying away from that way, or if it is starting further up and then going backwards, straying away?
If we meet this guy, we should totally freak him out by knowing his name and stuff.
Oh, it's that. Oh, believe me, I've actually wanted to. I was really hoping that the old man on the water was. I was really hoping I got a name from him in the book, but I didn't. If you want to join me and get the daylight out of him,
Yeah. Hopefully we make it to the coast by now.
I could attempt to scry on him.
No, that's boring.
No.
if he sees us and ruins the surprise.
Yeah. No, if we see
How
him,
would
it also
he?
ruins our surprise.
Oh yes, that is true. But Crazy. I'll be honest. I do have a general, description of what he looks like. All I know is that he has a cloak that's stained by the salt and sun. So that's what we're looking for. Some crazy old man, but not me.
I'm glad you specified.
I could try scrying on him. It might not necessarily work, but we could try to see whether they are indeed in here.
I mean, we're going to meet him anyways.
I wouldn't, maybe not. And what does that person do?
They're marooned, abandoned. Once a thief, pirate, most likely. I could not tell you what ship or crew they ran with, but
Wonder if
From
maybe
what
he's from that ship.
possible. The only, from what I've read, his boat was brought on by the wind. He was an ocean-born sailor. That ship was in the middle of a jungle. I believe that was a sky ship. I believe, or not entirely sure. Take this all with a grain of salt because of some inconsistencies with reality in the book. But I don't believe his boat was the one we flew over.
So you think that ship that we saw burning? I mean, it would make sense that it was another sky ship, but it was really big compared to ours.
It was.
I thought the impression was that there were not many of these types of ships around.
I know one other.
They do exist. However, the size was quite concerning because it was more similar to a ship you would see in the ocean. But its location made no sense. I mean, it's the middle of a jungle, rocky terrain. There's dragons around it. The winds required to carry that to a place like that would have had to be extremely powerful. Or
You mentioned a dragon named Vagradan.
yeah,
Do you think that maybe that ship, let's say it was a flying ship, and that maybe Vagradan was the one who took it down, and then those other little drakelings went after it?
Yeah. From what I heard,
That would be
what I
possible.
read about him, he was really big. He could do it.
Would most likely be able to do something like this. For these, I believe his wingspan was a mile.
Yep.
3 miles.
3 miles, wasn't it?
He was 3 miles long, 1 mile wide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go my way.
The wings were 1 mile wide.
Yeah, he had a wingspan of a mile.
Good lord.
Yep.
To create a force of wind would be nothing for a boat of this size. That would also make sense with the appearance of spawn-like appearances from the other creatures we saw. I think those creatures need to be observed. They, should things get out of hand with their population, it could be devastating. But that is something far, far beyond our capabilities.
They've definitely outnumbered us. Like from what I could tell, at least 5-1.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not necessarily the end of the world. I don't know how strong they are, but
perhaps without Vagrodan to maybe fully raise them, or perhaps care for them, they will eventually just die out on their own, not really fully knowing of what they are capable of. But who is truly to say?
Good thing we marked that map.
It is indeed.
I'm sure Breezy did a great job.
What? I wasn't paying attention, huh?
I'm sure Breezy did a great job.
I'm sure I did. On what?
Marking the map.
Oh, right. Yeah, that. Yeah. I marked exactly where it happened.
So from this height, far off, miles away, you can see something shining, glistening in the morning sun. The ocean.
Is that Breezy's ego over there?
No. It's the ocean, dummy.
I had to ask, you know?
You guys could get there today if you pushed yourselves.
You
Or
guys
you
want
can
to push
get there
it?
tomorrow. Up to you.
Jimmy will suggest getting there tomorrow. We don't know what we're going to find out there. We should definitely make sure we're rested up before we end up in the middle of the open with no cover.
That's a good point. We have plenty of fuel from my calculations.
Cool. Awesome. So, you guys finish the rest of the day traveling and can go ahead and camp before reaching the coast. Anything you want to do today before we hit the long rest button once again?
Jimmy doesn't have a whole lot to do, to be honest with you.
Okay.
He doesn't really have anything downtime related yet. When we get arrested, he probably will, but right now, no.
Cool.
So, Breezy's going to ask Davis for his hat.
Yep.
All right.
You go hand it over.
Since I finished the Dwarven book, I need a new one. So she's going to look at the hat and just say, all this travel makes me stress. It's boring and requires redress. It'd be very seeming to do some light reading. I'd like a book on how to play dragon chess.
And a dragon chess primer comes out.
And
the weird part about this book is it's only 3 inches wide by 8 inches tall, but it's a good 2 inches thick. So it's like a double stack of Post-it notes, just super thick.
This is a weird looking book.
I don't control the shape of the objects that come out of the head.
Well, yeah, but usually they're, it's a book shape. Why did they make it so squat?
I don't know, but if you go look at chess books in the library, this is the way they do them.
I think they were trying to go for like a travel size manual, but then realized how extremely complicated the rules of chess could be. So then they had to like double down on the pocket guide, and they just could not, for the life of them, cut down on font size or something.
This would fit in a handbag perfectly.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Deus. And she's gonna give him his hat back. Oh, do you want my dwarf book? I also have a book about how to read. Let's see, iron root and ember for warden alchemy. Let's see. Oh yeah, I gave that to Nero. Let's see, and then the ember and a anvil, a blacksmith's guide. I haven't read that yet. I can't give it away yet.
I appreciate it, Breezy, but my mind is a bit too splintered to be learning new languages. I think I'll stick with my rituals.
Okay. All right, and then she's should I? She's going to go over to the sand on the beach and plant the last bee.
All right.
Six
Since you're
more
following the stream,
eggs. Six
No,
more.
what the chances of that are? Well, it's a 10% chance to be honest, but I would be extremely surprised.
oh god.
Oh my god! It's the
Yeah, you
eggs.
did. It's the eggs again.
Six more eggs.
Oh my god! What are
I don't
the
know.
chances?
How many more
About-
beans do you have?
That was the last one.
That's the last one. Okay. All right.
It's about a 1 in 100 chance, you know.
All right.
110.
Look, man,
1d4 plus 3.
fate is smiling on Breezy because she's too cute and pure for this world. 1d4 plus 3. Oh, someone doesn't get one.
Nero will pass on his.
Okay. Because Nero doesn't want the OCD. Is that what it is?
Exactly.
All right. So, is everyone else going to eat an egg?
Breezy is just cheering as when the bean sprouts, it's more eggs.
Jimmy will eat the egg.
Yeah,
Okay.
Deus will eat an egg.
All right. Con
We're
saves.
going on the same thing again.
It's gonna be my
Oh my god.
Uh,
I already used my inspiration, so there's a good chance I fail.
Jimmerly.
I think about damage.
Yep. Jimmerly is
I rolled a 3 and a 5.
You do 10d6.
Yep.
Yeah, 10d6.
Jimmerly, you're going to suffer 32 points of bludgeoning of force damage from internal magical explosion.
Jimmy literally like bends over and fire's coming out of his butt.
Okay.
Now spicy
Deuce,
egg.
increase which score? Strength again?
so currently, wisdom and strength are both at 9.
So 1d2?
It's random
Yep.
when it's yeah.
So 1d2,
Okay.
please. 1 is strength, 2 is wisdom.
Oh, please be a 2, for the love of God.
All right.
Yes!
So wisdom goes up.
I
Luminosity,
finally
would
have
you
a
like to use your
zero
inspiration, or are you going to take the
zero.
force damage?
No, I'll use my inspiration.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Same roll the 4 again.
Oh, no.
I'll take
I'll give her my inspiration.
All right. Nero's
sure?
passing you inspiration. Awesome.
God.
Here's third 12. Okay.
All right. There's the 21. So what are we increasing, Lumi?
What is the thing that you need to do?
Your
the lowest,
lowest
score.
score, yeah.
Don't you have to roll something?
Only
Well,
if they're tied.
No. If only, yeah.
Oh, time. Oh, strength again.
Okay, so strength again. Awesome.
Yeah.
Tomo, you gonna eat one?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you, Nero.
Do I have bless?
Yes.
Yes.
It is bless. Jimmy and bless everyone.
We're jumping through that hoop. Yeah.
Oh.
The 13.
Okay, I will use my inspiration.
Awesome.
Okay.
Oh no.
I'll send my inspiration over.
Okay, Tomo with
Come on,
inspiration.
wait. I need fiery butthole buddies.
You got
Oh,
it.
no.
I didn't. Yeah.
Like I'm taking damage.
All right.
No.
10d6.
Tomo. Let's not trust anything Breezy asks us to eat again.
All right, Tomo. Boom. 43. Yeah.
Damn.
No, it's
I was gonna say I
That was
need to
bad.
be excused, and he'll just run off.
Oh man,
God.
that's some painful
Deus-
gas.
Deus will lean
And
towards
that-
Breezy. Are these soy? Is it like a soy product? Is it like it might be an allergy thing? I don't know.
It's got jalapenos in it.
Yeah, maybe.
it's-
Yeah, maybe it's like peanuts or something. I don't know.
I would definitely not call this true organic matter. I don't know what it is. There could be something in it.
Could. Hold on. Let me look at this fish hook, just in case. Where did I put it?
What would the
Inventory.
allergens of bean-grown eggs be?
So Breezy hasn't eaten her egg yet.
No, I'm looking at stuff first. If you roll it, okay. As a reaction, you may invoke once when you fail an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. You instead automatically succeed.
Eric?
Yes, sir?
Can I use a class feature to make my save?
You can attempt.
No, I was only one off. I'll instantly save.
All right.
I keep forgetting I have Favorite of the Gods.
Okay.
You can add 2d4 to a saving throw.
Okay. So after the massive fart, you managed to digest it.
Yeah, I'll still take the damage just for funsies, but he's
Yes,
like,
sir.
oh. Intelligence going up again. It still doesn't really matter, but it's going up again.
Yeah. These are our lowest scores. I don't think it really matters much in the long run. It's just fun.
Spicy meatball.
I always forget I have Favorite of the Gods. It wasn't until Breezy was talking about that. It's like, wait a minute.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
I will she has the fisherman's hook on her
Gonna consume the fisherman's luck.
Yep, I am.
All right.
Oh, I also had a luck roll because my stupid coin.
All right.
My brain's working well.
So, Breezy, the fish hook will dissolve and you will succeed as if you rolled a natural 20.
Yay.
So scratch
now
that
I
item off
gotta-
your character sheet.
Yep. I could have saved it for something like monumental and crazy important, but
It is a guarantee, not 20. So
Yep,
yeah.
but that's
Oh, well.
not how Breezy rolls.
That's not how Breezy-
And
I need my eggs. I
And Breezy,
need my eggs.
Breezy didn't tell the rest of the group what it actually did either. She just took it and kind of
Right.
wandered off.
Exactly.
So yeah, because you know how a lot of people when they play RPGs they hoard all their items and like they never use them.
I don't know
Breezy's
what
the
you're talking
opposite.
about.
Breezy's the opposite. She drinks ethers when there's no need to. She just guzzles it. So
That's why she has a greater mana potion.
she does have one. She actually has one. She hasn't needed it yet. So her strength and her con are tied at 13. So 1 for strength, 2 for con.
Come on,
Wish
come
Milo
on.
was going
Hey.
Yeah, your con goes up.
That's
So that goes
helpful.
up to yep.
I forgot Jimmy's stat rolls weren't that great at the beginning, but it's coming out
character
now.
set.
Cool.
Con. Okay.
So, you guys can go ahead and bed down for the night. Is there anything else you want to do before going to bed?
Jimmy's gonna expect himself because he has never realized his body can do this, so he's kind of concerned and checking himself out.
Okay. Does Tomo eventually come back from the woods?
Yeah.
Okay.
She dra-
He did
Picture
go to get
Tomo-
lottery tickets. Understood.
I picture Tomo dragging his ass on the ground like a dog.
Oh, no, I don't see that. I don't see him doing that in front of you guys.
No. It's like while he's off in the woods.
I don't see him doing that in general, but it
Yeah.
is kind of a funny image.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So, as you guys bed down for the night and take your long rest, next week, Beneath Fallen Skies, we'll be reaching the coast. So, I hope you guys are having fun with this. There's something that happens at the coast, and we don't have time to get through that. But we will get there next week, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, guys, as always, thank you so much for choosing me to be your GM. There's a ton of amazing ones out there, and I'm always thankful you choose me to be yours. Do check out the Patreon. Check out the YouTube channel where we have the podcast and GM tip videos. Do a thumbs up on those. It does help me out. We've got the clip contest going on, so toss those in the clip contest channel. And we will be back tomorrow evening for the Underwatch as they're trying to find a portal room to get back to their base.
And I won't be there. So don't
And-
kill me, please.
We'll try not to. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day. Please stay safe, and we will catch you guys later.